Hello everybody, welcome to this, our live feed of XTERRA Czech Republic. The XTERRA World Cup is back, live on your screens too, and it's back at the oldest venue of them all, Prachatice, in southern Bohemia, in Czechia, in glorious summer sunshine. A tweaked course, even tougher than last year, and last year, particularly in the women's short track race, we had, I think, one of the best finishes in XTERRA history. And by the way, talking of XTERRA history, this is the 30th year of XTERRA. Happy birthday, XTERRA, live in our broadcast right here as we build towards a brand new World Championship back in the USA in Ruidoso at the end of this year, but not until we've got the short track racing underway. And it's the second day of competition here, of course, because it was the full distance races yesterday. We're focusing here on the elite men first of all, and the return of Serrieres, the three-time world champion. And there he was, looking great heading out onto the final run. It has to be said, very much in cruise control too. Jose Ignacio Galvez, I should say, was a surprise podium finisher, but this guy wasn't. There was Galvez finishing, and certainly the top two on the podium, very regular finishers right here, and specifically in XTERRA Czech Republic too. Having a look back at last year's short track, similar conditions, a little bit cooler actually, quite a bit warmer today, and as I say, the course is definitely harder. Serrieres was hanging back a little bit on the bike. It was Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen who was absolutely flying, and then on the final run leg, of course, we watched the three-time world champion Serrieres come through, absolutely flying he was, to finish on the podium with Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen, who is back, and Felix Forissier, who's taken a break from XTERRA. We'll come back to that. We've got some new names too. Look at that. Nicolas Duret in second place in the World Cup standings behind the ever-consistent Forissier. So another top-performing Frenchman arrives in XTERRA. He's come from, well, one of the greatest sports on earth, that is duathlon, and he's turned up with a bang. That's where we are in the World Cups. We have just one more round to go after this, that brand new XTERRA round in China. Before we get onto that, though, let's hear from the best of our elite men ahead of today's short track World Cup.
Oh, I like the short track here. I'm not scared to say that, but it's the best short track ever. And Michal bring short track to XTERRA, and he build everything for a really good show with TV and stuff. It's always a special short track, and I think for me it's a one-to-one, and I'm really enjoying racing here in a short track, and it's also a really difficult one where you have not to be really full gas from the beginning to the end, so it fits me very well.
The short track. This is where it started, and I feel the crowds here are just amazing, and this course just leads me back to Olympic mountain bike racing and all of that punchiness and the technical aspects which I love. So this short track is it's awesome. It's going to be a show on Sunday.
Well, so good to hear from last year's first and second place finishers. Will they be that way again today in the short track? They were, as we know, yesterday first and second in the full distance, but the short track is something quite different. If any of you have never watched one before, I'll quickly give you the distances before I bring in my co-commentator. They are just 400 meters on the swim, 7.5k on the mountain bike, and a really hard 2.5k, or 2.8k I should say, run. Multi-lap, all very short laps, all close together. It's all about entertaining everybody at home on our live feed here, but also entertaining everyone there alongside Lake Kristanovici in Prachatice. This is the swim course. Actually, the graphic here doesn't illustrate that it's been changed ever so slightly. I'll tell you why. They're doing a longer loop, first of all, on the swim, 250 meters, and then a shorter one to make entrance and exit to the lake that little bit easier for the athletes. Now, the bike course is also harder this year. It's extremely technical. We heard how much Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen loves it as well. Out along the dam wall, back along the dam wall as well. It looks longer than it is there because it's only 1.7k, and they're doing 4 laps of it, as you can see, to give them around about 7.5 kilometers of very technical, extremely fast biking. This is the run. 2 laps of about 1.4 kilometers, and it's so tough. Runs alongside the bike course, of course, up into the forest there alongside Lake Kristanovici, to then come back and finish alongside transition as well. 2 laps, so we get to see them come through after the first one, and there's always space for the chase back particularly if Arthur Serrieres is the one doing the chase backing. We are nearly ready to start the men's elite race first, the women's elite race after that. Stay here on the live feed for that one. They're exactly the same distances. We're going to introduce the athletes to them. Before I do, though, I'll introduce another athlete to you, and that is my good friend, the Czech commentator, who is on the ground as well, Oliver Tonda. Hey, Ollie.
Jez, I'm absolutely buzzing to be here. I must say, this is the highlight of my year every single year. It is 2 hours of unfiltered drama and just incredible, incredible performances. The track is incredible. The atmosphere is incredible, and the athletes are as well. I am so excited to be here with you.
Well, I'm extremely jealous because the last time we were talking live on the mic together, we were sat on the beautiful banks of Lake Mulveno in Trentino in the Italian Dolomites. And here we are, though, enjoying, as you say, what is an absolutely cracking event. And what a stunning setting in your home country. Let's have a look at it, though. The World Cup standings as they are. Arthur Forissier, the Frenchman, in first. But Arthur Serrieres, it has to be said, the man in form, particularly after his performance yesterday. Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen is once again being away doing a few other things this season, but comes back absolutely flying. Ollie, you've been down there on the ground with these athletes. Tell me what your feeling is about that group we've just seen there.
It's mixed. There's a lot of athletes here who are coming from a lot of road racing, and especially with the result yesterday, we had a surprise athlete, a Spaniard, Calvaes, who came in third, really shocked a lot of participants here. Didn't expect that to happen. But Jens Emil maybe underperformed yesterday a tiny little bit, but Arthur Serrieres, I'd say favorite as always for this, especially because of a tough run.
Yeah, we're expecting 30 athletes to be starting. We're just rolling down through them now as well. As always, as we continue to see the growth of the elite side of XTERRA in particular, it's fascinating to see the mix of different nations being represented here. Yes, in the elite men, it is still the French who dominate, but we have some fascinating new nationalities coming in too. And we're looking forward to seeing some really good youngsters represented in here as well. Arthur Forissier, there he is the World Cup leader. He will be in that gold swim cap for this very, very short opening swim. And there is Nicolas Duret, who is going to be, I think, fascinating, particularly in this short track today, Ollie.
It's going to be interesting to see Nicolas. Yeah, it's been really exciting. He's such a good biker. Sometimes on the run, I'm not sure if this might be too technical or too short for him. I feel like he's someone who just has a lot of grit, and this course I think suits someone with a lot of explosivity. And someone I'm looking at there is Ondřej Plic, the junior world champion, Czech junior mountain bike champion. He has incredible bike handling skills.
Yep.
Incredible swimmer. I think he'll be up there, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. But now the men are lining up, and this is Arthur Forissier, the leader of the World Cup, taking his first spot.
It has to be said, Arthur Forissier, without his brother with him, had a bit of freedom at the beginning of the season to win both the Dunsborough round of the XTERRA World Cup in Australia, and then he won again in Vouliagmeni against very tough competition. On Vouliagmeni form, it was Nicolas Duret alongside him who got that second place as well. Nice to see new athletes joining the Organi coach team there as well in the orange and gold kit. Here is the World Cup leader right in the middle, Duret alongside him. Max Chanet, who's had a very good season so far, the Frenchman, took the win at the full distance race in Alabama up at Oak Mountain, that fantastic technical round there. That was good to see because Chanet is a big regular on the World Cup scene as well.
I want to keep an eye on how these athletes line up. It's always important to see where they line up, if they're on the right and in the middle, because sometimes you see a small pack of really good swimmers, and then you know that's where...
You're right, Oliver. That is when things are going to really come together as well. We will do our best to keep you up to date with exactly who is where on the swim, but it'll be mighty quick. They've got that little exit, as I say, the longer loop first, and then the shorter one as well. And just to explain why that is, it's to leave a little bit more space. There's the three-time world champion Arthur Serrieres in the white suit there as well. And that's Jamie Pugh, the British athlete. We just roll past him. 30 athletes taking the start in this short track race, some of which have moved up. You have to qualify to be in this as well. All of these athletes took part in the full distance yesterday. You have to. And this is now World Cup round 10 of 12 with just those two Chinese rounds to come. We're ready to start. My name's Jez Cox. I have Oliver Tonda with me, and this is XTERRA Czech Republic Short Track World Cup round 10 of 12.
You can feel it. You can feel the tension.
Oh my goodness me! I've never seen this before. This is fantastic. This will be the idea, I'm sure, of Michal Pilasek, who is ready to start on the gun.
I believe that is.
Fantastic.
Hell of a gun.
I must have. Yeah, oh yes. Yeah. Well, there we go. Right, we're off. This is going to be super quick. If any of you have never watched short track racing before, I think the last few years, Ollie, you and I have witnessed some of the absolute best XTERRA racing. In the 30-year history of the event, it has to be said, we've really purified it. We've really boiled it down, just in the same way that mountain biking has and other disciplines of this kind of purified version. Yes, you still have the full distance event like we had yesterday, but short track racing makes brilliant TV, and I'm so glad to be seeing it. Now, are we expecting a Michele Bonacina display here from the Shark, El Squalo?
I talked to Michele right before the start, and even though he had some stomach issues yesterday on the run, it's mostly because of the distance and because of the amount of fueling he had to take in. On the swim, I expect him to be there. He said he is going to push, but not too hard. I think he wants to stay in a group, and for him, he just has to do 80% of the work, and he stays with the top guys who really have to push. So I think he'll be up there, but maybe not with a 12-second gap like we would have been last year.
Well, he's in the blue swim cap, and I can only assume that is him in the lead. It's a blue swim cap in the lead. Just so everyone knows, they're following the red boys on the first longer loop of this swim, which is 250 meters. And then the yellow boys for the 150-meter swim. There'll be a little exit and run through so we can see where they are as they go. We'll also get the chip timing so we can tell you as best we can where they are. There's the gold swim cap of Arthur Forissier. He's had a couple of seasons where he's had injury issues that kept him away from being alongside his brother, the world champion Felix Forissier, who is not here. Worth just touching on that, by the way, because he is the world champion, Felix Forissier. He's already won a couple of rounds this year, didn't he? He won in both of the rounds in Weston Park in England. But tell us what he's been up to, Oliver. Well, just lost Ollie there for a moment. When he comes back, when you come back in, mate, you tell me what he's been up to. But I believe he's been possibly doing a bit of 70.3 racing, the world championship, world champion, I should say, Felix Forissier.
As you say, Jez.
Yeah, good.
Felix has taken some time off and gone onto the road. I think for a lot of these champions, it's always about finding motivation. He maybe feels like he's been here, taken the title, and now he's looking for another goal somewhere else. It's not to say that's a bigger goal. It's just something that these athletes sometimes have to do. We've seen that with Arthur Serrieres. We've seen it with Jens Emil. But now, let's focus on the race. Michele Bonacina leading, and this is there's not a big group around him, even though it's only been 250 meters onto the in. I think that's Ondřej Plick in position, the Czech.
Yeah, it does look like it might be. And let's see. So at the moment, Bonacina has a lead over two athletes, two swimmers hard close together. Light blue, and Ondřej Plick should be in a white cap. There we have it. It was Ondřej Plick diving in second, and the two Italians doing it again. Federico Spinazzi diving in third. This is the rest of them going through. No massive gaps, but don't forget this will be a very, very short race. And there goes T-Rex himself. Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen running through there. He'll have a bit of chasing to do. Now, it has to be said, in the full distance race yesterday, he had an even worse swim than usual. And over the last year or so, he has been making up his swim time and having less and less chasing back to do on the bike. But for whatever reason, yesterday was a particularly bad swim by Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen, which just shows how well he went on the bike to come back to take second place as well. But Ollie, a very clear leader now at this stage.
Yeah, Michele has a lead, definitely, but Ondřej Plick in second position, that's really exciting me right now. I think this can, especially it's so important coming out of T1 here to be at the front of the group, so you have some clear air in front of you. We haven't talked about this, but there is such a complicated and steep uphill right at the beginning of the bike, and it's going to be decisive, especially if you're in a group. You might just have to walk up it.
Yeah, have you seen, you're there and you've been watching the athletes all week. Have you seen anyone practicing that, Ollie? Because it sounds like the kind of thing you'd want to practice when you go to rack in particular.
Everybody's been practicing it, but very few have actually made it up. We made a fantastic video with Ondřej Plitz, and Ondra showed us some tech how to get up it. Actually, the trick is not to hit it with too much speed. You have to go a bit slower because there's some sandbags at the bottom. That's how tough it is. They had to pad it out with sandbags, and then you get up and it doesn't throw you onto the left, where there's just a big rock that you can't go over.
So the Shark, as he's known, the best swimmer in XTERRA men's pro triathlon, is out first. Michele Bonacina into transition. He's done this so many times before on this World Cup circuit, and here he is doing it again, the Italian. Helmet on. Let's see who the best of them are as well behind him. But it's fascinating, by the way, Ollie, you're talking about Ondřej Plitz showing you that. The guy's only just turned to become a junior. He's a double world champion. We watched for him to come out. There goes Bonacina on the mountain bike. He'll have clear space around him to hit these trails exactly as he wants to. But they are very, very close behind, and lots of riders together. So Ondřej Plitz is out.
Plitz in second position. Now he gets to ride that jump the way he has been riding it in practice. Maxime Chanet, all of these guys probably won't have the luxury of doing that.
No, you're right. There goes Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen. No, he's not too bad today, actually, I think, compared to his swim yesterday, Ollie, which, as I was saying, I believe wasn't a great one. He's just getting his helmet on right now, left-hand side. And Dure, likewise, a little bit further down as well. There is the order in which they came out of transition. Nicolas Dure getting his bike, and he's just seen, I think he's just seen Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen ride past him. So that's a very strong biking duo heading out there together.
The problem with this
course is... Yeah, I was going to say, you tell us about it, because it's narrow and techy, isn't it?
Exactly, sorry, Jess. It's really important, not just the time gap, but how many people are in front of you. So Jens Emil, even though he has even though the gap may not be too big, he has a lot of people to overtake. That's why sometimes they call him the overtaker, but that's just a defining part of this course.
Looking back at the swim, the big dive in for all 30 men in this short track race, but it did not take long for the Shark to get out front and get that clear water around him too. There he was, in the Organi Coach orange and reddish kit with a light blue swim cap as well. He sits, by the way, Bonacina, third, it's worth pointing out, in the World Cup standings, but he was not helped yesterday by his 28th place, where he finished in the full distance yesterday. So not a great day for him, which he'll be looking to make right back up for today. But once again, he will have them breathing hot down the back of his mountain biking neck. That is for sure.
I'm looking at these images, and I think there's going to be a lot of juniors who are really good at swimming, but maybe not so technically capable on the mountain bike in the front of these group. And again, that just acts as a bottleneck for a lot of these athletes. That's what we saw last year. Michele Bonacina, now the leader, and I expect Ondřej Plitz to be coming in any second now. He'll be right hot on his heels.
Yeah, Bonacina is definitely one of those athletes, despite the fact that he's one of the more senior athletes, who's continued to improve his mountain bike prowess. His runs come on as well, but specifically his technical ability on the mountain bike has really been improved. And I don't think we can count him just as an amazing swimmer who can try and hang on the bike either, Ollie, because I've been really impressed with him, particularly last season.
You're so right. He's such a good cyclist. I think the only thing I'm scared about with him is the repeated efforts. And once we get onto this run, which is so hard, I think it may be a little bit too much for him. This is a section of a course that's really techy. Ondra was showing us he jumps up at the top of that jump, gains a lot of speed, goes into a compression, and then there's this nice berm that he gets to ride, carrying more speed. It's these seconds that add up on a course like this.
Right, there's Elliot Laborde. He's going through in 5th place as well. Just behind him, making up space by the looks of it, Bart Koymans. The Dutch are riding well today because Lucas Hone as well, I think, is up there in the top 3, if my timing is accurate, which I believe it to be.
I think that was Arthur Serrieres. Well. Arthur Forissier just came through there. We saw him.
Yep.
Quite close up to the front. I'm trying to keep an eye out for Jens Emil where he is, because he's one of the bikers to watch here.
Yeah, absolutely. He headed out in about 18th place. So with his customary amount of work to do to make up, but don't worry, Danish fans. Anyone who knows Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen will know that he's well capable of that. Also,
check it out. Plitz is already there. Plitz has already caught Bonacina. Now he's going to try to make the pass. The 17-year-old is leading the race, only 9 minutes into it. Absolutely incredible by Ondřej Plitz. He's taken the lead.
You're missing one thing, though, Ollie, as well. I'm surprised you've not said it. The 17-year-old Czech athlete. This is on home soil, right, in front of the crowd. Last year, of course, we had the incredible performance of Manditto and Grabmüller, who's taken a year off this season to have another baby. Congratulations to her. And here we have yet another Czech athlete who is on our televised coverage, really breaking through. You and I have already seen him, of course, as a double world champion. There he is. And he's now in the lead of this World Cup, a 17-year-old. Can he do this? I'm going to pose the question to you right now, Ollie Tonda, as a Czech correspondent there, but you're completely impartial. I know you are. Can he do this?
Yes, he can, absolutely. I mean, look, you said it yourself, Jess. Yes. Michele Bonacina is one of the strongest bikers in XTERRA, and he's just dropped him. Him. Michele can't follow the pace that he's setting. Yes, of course, the question is always, is he going to be able to hold on to the run? But maybe he's not racing against Bonacina on the run. He's racing against Serrieres. I don't see Serrieres anywhere in the picture.
No. Not yet. Anyway, give it time. This is the end of lap 1 of 4. But the super young Czech athlete, Ondřej Plitz, who's been showing everyone how to take the hill out of transition. Well, he didn't even worry about it, didn't even notice it. He just floated over it on his way out. There's Bonacina now with, I think that's Lucas Hone, is it not? The Dutch athlete in the white. No, it's not.
I believe that's
Sorry,
Spinazzi,
he's got Spinazzi
yes.
with him. You're right. He's got Spinazzi with him. My chip timing's gone a bit wayward. Spinazzi it is. So the two Italians who know each other so well, travel the world circuit together. There they are going through together. Yeah, Spinazzi and Bonacina chasing the Czech athlete. Just behind them, it is Michael Fuchs, the German athlete, and Elliot Labourdette, the next of the Frenchmen too. There is, it should be Serrieres coming up next.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's Forissier, Arthur Forissier, and he's got Serrieres with him. Yeah, they're in the same group. Max Chanet there. So 3 Frenchmen chasing together. What a lovely shot of the lush green meadow on the edge of the lake here.
Check this out. Spinazzi is trying to close the gap to Plitz. He's really making a big effort here. And yeah, I wonder if he's going to pay for this.
Yeah, let's see. I must admit, I'm not sure I've seen that kind of riding from Spinazzi before, but it's very, very early on. And I'm guessing he wants to get well ahead of that chasing pack containing Serrieres, Chanet, and Forissier. Jens Emil Sloth Nielsen just behind them too. So talk about a powerful quartet of big bikers there who are chasing him. It's no wonder I think Spinazzi wants to get up into the lead and maybe even get up and out of trouble. But Plitz seems to have sensed him coming and he is accelerating. You can't hold back, Ollie. You cannot hold back in short track, and specifically not in Prachatice. You have to be redlining or beyond it all the way through. There is no settling in and getting comfortable in this format and on this course.
It's incredible. I mean, Maxime Chanet, Arthur Forissier, all of them are here. But look at Mickey Fuchs. He's also a young athlete from Germany. He's currently, I think, in 4th or 5th position. That needs to be highlighted. He's performing incredibly well. Top 5 in the world right now, if we're talking.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, he is only, 23 years old, if I'm not mistaken as well. But he's ancient. He's absolutely ancient compared to this guy. What a ride being done by the 17-year-old Ondřej Plitz. Now, we're excited. I should be clear. Ollie and I are excited. But we're not surprised because we have seen this coming. Can he do it? And actually now, Federico Spinazzi, you were right, Ollie. He looks like he's starting to pay for that.
He's blown up. He just went too deep. And Plitz, I mean, maybe this was young confidence, right? But he was doing the course recon and he was sitting behind, I won't say who of the elite athletes it was, but he was looking at me. He said, dude, this is so easy. The downhills, this is the easiest ride I've ever gone for. And on the uphills, I could be eating a gel. I mean, again, maybe it's young confidence. He's only 17, and maybe he's racing off the front too fast. But I'm so excited. This is incredible. Yeah. He's 17. He's smoking these guys at the moment.
I didn't hear you when you said the name of the athlete he was sat behind. Who was it again?
I'd rather not say.
Anyway,
he may or may not be in the top 4 right now.
We're watching Mickey Fuchs there dropping in down there as if that kind of rocky drop-off is not even there. And by the way, for those of you watching, I reckon that's probably quite gnarly, that drop. I'd be putting the brakes on and going, where's the chicken run? There is no chicken run by the looks of it. Anyway, that is Jens Emil Sloth Nielsen ripping over it as well. He's coming. He is coming, but can he get close to Ondrej Plic? Spinazzi's not totally blown, but there's no doubt about it. He was turning semi-squares on that last little rise, and Plic was blitzing it up there.
Incredible. I think it's interesting. Maybe Spinazza did make some time up on the downhill. He's probably just a bigger guy than Plic as well, so has some advantage to work with there. And this course is really quick, but on the uphill, Plic was rapid.
Yeah.
Just punches
Oliver,
it out of his corner, you can see.
Yeah. I mean, he's a powerfully built athlete as well, but he's a great all-rounder. You've told me about his mountain biking prowess. Tell us a bit about that, and also his swimming pedigree.
Well, he's originally a swimmer. That's his background. So this is the reason why he was able to come out of the water second. And I mean, racing on the road scene as a youngster, you're racing and you have to be able to be a top-notch swimmer. And that just translates to XTERRA quite well to put you out front early.
Yeah. Right, there goes Spinazzi. Bonacina. Bonacina's still in third or fourth at the moment. He's locking horns with Mickey Fuchs, the German. So a Czech athlete in the lead in Czechia, ahead of two Italians, Spinazzi and Bonacina, and a German in Michael Fuchs. Then it's all the Frenchmen. There's me talking at the beginning of the broadcast about how the French still dominate this sport. Well, not just yet today, not in this short track, because we've got four amazing Frenchmen at the moment sitting in the bottom half of this top 10. They are Elliot Laborde, Arthur Serrieres, Max Chanet, and Arthur Forissier, the World Cup leader. They're going to need to get their skates on because these two, as we look at them now, are halfway through this mountain bike leg.
You're so right, but I think there's one guy in this entire field who is the smartest and often the most astute in terms of physique, and it's this guy right here. Arthur Serrieres, on the back, by the way. Jens Emil, he's made content. He's going to go to the front, but Arthur, he knows there's only one time you have to be at the front, and that's crossing the finish line. So I think it's still to go, and especially that group coming together, it's going to play a role. That's the only thing I'm concerned about right now. It's Plic versus them.
Absolutely. I think you can argue, we know Arthur Serrieres is either one of two things, either one of the greatest XTERRA athletes of all time or the greatest. He is a three-time world champion, of course, all back-to-back as well. And he is in a very select group chasing there as well. Ondrej Plic still leads. This is going out onto lap 3, so we've got 2 complete laps to do. And there we are seeing them coming through. There's that French quartet, Laborde now at the back of them, looking like he's losing a little bit. And it's Arthur Forissier. And as we saw, Arthur Serrieres, the 3-time world champion, who is heading the pace setting there. But Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen has got ahead of them. He will want to get as far up through this field, the Great Dane, before he engages the T-Rex hands and starts this final run. Ollie, let me just touch on the final run before Ondrej Plic gets anywhere near T2. It is much harder this year than last year, isn't it? And who do you think that might suit in this field?
It's so tough. I think there's two guys who it really suits, and it's Jens and Arthur. I think Arthur may be more than Jens. Jens, I think, has more of a quick run speed, but Arthur is just overall, I think, a bit of a stronger runner uphill. And this course has double the amount of hills that it did last year. So the elevation gain is just through the roof. I mean, just to illustrate, they're going up all of these hills that you see here on the bike. And it's nuts. I can't imagine, running it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Ondrej Plic is enjoying himself. He didn't need to do that. And not just pre-jumping, getting a little bit of semi-twitched air there in front of the cameras. So he is so relaxed and enjoying himself.
I wouldn't be relaxed if Jens Emil was chasing me down, I'll tell you that much.
And there's the back of that little French chasing group as well. And just behind there, there's Elliot Laborde in the orange of the Ogani coach team. This is our leader, the Czech athlete, the 17-year-old. He's only just 17, I think, as well. Ondrej Plic, world champion in both the 2 age groups before this one. He enters the juniors, but here he stepped up to the elites as well. At the moment, he's putting all of them to the sword. There goes Jens Emil. Hang on, Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen is already up into second, I think, there. But here they're coming. This is getting an awful lot closer, Ollie, already.
Exactly, and there's some traffic there as well.
They're closing up on him.
Yes, there's some traffic there as well for Mickey Fuchs. I mean, going backwards towards through the field, and Arthur Serrieres has to overtake him.
Yeah, so at the moment, Ondrej Plic still exactly where he wants to be. If he enters T2 and racks, he's going to need to have the run of his life. And is it, can I say that his run is his, in brackets, weakest discipline, Ollie?
Sorry, say that again, Jess. I think you
I was just thinking. No, I was just thinking.
We're dealing with some bad Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone, about that. But are we to say that Andre Plitz's run, therefore, is his slight weakness?
I wouldn't say it's a weakness for him as an athlete. It's just something he hasn't focused on this year as much.
Yeah.
And
yeah, apologies, folks. We've just lost Oliver Tonder's sound there for a moment. Ollie, you back with us?
Yes, yeah. I'm back with you. I was just going to say that if this was a fast course on the run, he would be up there. But what I fear is the repetitive up and down. For a young athlete, that can be maybe a bit too much, I think.
That's it. And as we say, there is no coming back. If you go deep into the red in the short track, if you have a bit of recovery time, well, the only recovery time you get on the descent, as you can see, the descent is brutally hard anyway and over very quickly because they're constantly up and down. So Andre Plitz now is on his way back towards transition to ride through, but look who he's got coming. Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen, the best mountain biker in XTERRA on the World Cup circuit for a number of years now, despite the world champions who are taking their titles ahead of him. He is always coming, and he's closing in on the young Czech right now. He's not quite got him, but he'll hope to do it on this final lap we're coming into now, Ollie.
He's got the fastest lap, and look at this through the eyes of Jens-Emil. He has a young mountain biker who wants to show himself. He wants to ride in front of the home crowd. Might go a bit too hard as well. That's a perfect domestique for Jens-Emil. Guess what Jens-Emil needs? He needs a gap onto the run. Just a little bit onto Arthur Serrieres, and that could be the perfect ticket for him.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I get the sense that Andre Plitz has been around long enough, even though he's only 17. He's experienced enough. Is this them together right now? I'm just looking. Yes, it is. Watch the face of Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen. He might well do to encourage Andre Plitz here. Come on, we've got this. Let's keep pushing. We're there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What do you do as a young athlete?
Over. Yeah, what do you do? Exactly.
What do you do? It's so much pressure, right? And there's this guy who's incredible on the bike. And you can see, I think this is Arthur Serrieres panicking, trying to close it because he understands the danger.
That is a massive Group 2 right now, and some enormous names in there too as well. It had Mickey Fuchs tagged onto the back of it, but as you say, Arthur Serrieres right in the middle, Arthur Forissier closing up the gap behind them. If they get caught in their own traffic back there, they're going to be messing around for third place on the podium because these two will be off on the run already. Here we go, final lap, fourth and final lap of this very short mountain bike course here in Prachatice in Czechia. And it's going to be so close when they get into T2 by the looks of things right now.
I really hope Plitz sees that Jens-Emil is right behind him and takes it a tiny bit easier, lets Jens-Emil lead and just drafts off of him into T2, because that can be the tiny bit of energy saving you can need as a young athlete. But now, obviously, it's such a tough call to make. He's still pushing on the front. And even here, the draft comes in so clutch.
Yes, Andre Plitz is absolutely ripping. I've not seen any weakness from him so far, Ollie, at all. I tell you what, if we could draw the line here, he'd be a worthy winner of XTERRA Czech Republic in the short track, because Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen's closing up behind him. You can see Plitz just there pumping his what do you call it? Saddle down. What's the word? Dropper post. He pumps his dropper post down. It's back up again now. I mean, to be honest, on a course like this, you hope your dropper post is working properly, because it's up and down constantly like a pogo stick.
I think I want to correct.
Right?
Yes, of course. I want to correct one thing. He's up ahead of him again. Jens-Emil tried to overtake, but Andre Plitz does not want to let him go. This is incredible. Jess, I'm sorry. He is 17. He's 17. Mad, this is ridiculous. He's such a big talent.
Yeah. In the words of, no, I won't even use that expression. There was an expression, no, I won't even go there. Don't go there, Cox. You can just see Jens-Emil popping it down too. He's also styling it up. These two are having fun out front, but it might be because they know they're about to have a dust-up on this final run. It'll be interesting, really, really interesting between these two, because Jens-Emil Sloth-Nielsen has come back to the sport expecting to dominate, but he's come back to find that some of the little uns are cannibalizing the big uns, and the T-Rex is about to be up against the Velociraptor right now when they get into this final run. That's the way it's going to be between these two, but the question is, what is the gap behind? I'm not seeing them looking back, but we're going to. Let's have a look at it now. Where's that chasing pack, and how many of them are left in there together?
It said 15 seconds, and this is the last uphill. This is the last chance to make a difference on the bike, on the uphill. Then you have to go on to the run. Plitz is pushing it all the way to the top. Now they're going to come in, and off of this 200 beats per minute, you have to do the technical downhills. They're going to play with it. This is nuts.
Yes. Yeah, Ollie and I are 200 beats per minute. I don't know what they are, but that's where we're at. I hope you are at home enjoying
That's what
watching
I
this
am.
as well. This is XTERRA Racing at its absolute best. Don't forget the elite women's race to come up straight after this. Exactly the same course, same distances, and trust me, based on last year, the same drama as well. There's the gap. Let's try and get timing on this as well, because this is Arthur Serrieres who's coming through. He is being chased by... There you go, thank you. Max Chanet.
Behind him, yes. I think
there
10 seconds.
Now,
that's what I think. Yeah, 10 seconds. That's what I think I test.
Yeah,
so that's not too big of a gap.
Going through. And that's Arthur Forissier, the World Cup leader. And that was Labordette. So definitely more gaps in amongst that group as well. While by the looks of it, Arthur Serrieres is making the chase to make sure he is ready for this this final run, this third discipline we have today. He should be the fastest through here, Serrieres. He won yesterday, the full distance, his preferred distance, but he did it on kind of cruise mode, I think, by the sound of it yesterday, Ollie. How impressed were you with Arthur Serrieres, who's currently in third at the moment, yesterday, having watched that?
His run speed at the moment is unmatched, and I think especially last year here, the speed that he went compared to the other competitors was something I've never seen before. He was making Jens Emil look like a slow runner. Jens Emil, Jess, has a 64-minute half marathon. Let me repeat.
Well, I'll repeat it for you. A 64-minute half marathon. I think that's what you were about to say. Apologies, we just lost Ollie there. When you're about to repeat things, I can definitely fill in for you. That's not a problem. Right.
Yes,
now,
please.
Yesterday. Here we go. So Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen, no. Whatever you can do, I can do better. Watch this, youngster. They are coming in now to T2. And for the first time, Andre Plitz looks back. That is the first time I've seen him look over his shoulder. Very fast asphalt run into the edge of the dam wall. Now they're both looking back. Jens Emil needs to know. That tells you lot at home everything you need to know about what's going on here. They're not thinking, I'm going to take this on the final run, no problem. They're thinking, where on earth is Serrieres and have I got enough of a gap to hold him off? I tell you what, looking at this, I don't think they have, Ollie. What do you think? Chanet's there too. What a great ride by him.
It's so close. And notice Plitz and Serrieres as well already taking off the shoes. They're getting the shoes, taking off the shoes, getting the feet out of the shoes. Plitz, you can see, one foot in, the other's out, and he's ready to do a really quick T2. I don't think Jens has done that. So Jens often struggles in T2. It's a weakness for him. Let's see if he can make up the time.
No, he's left the shoes. He's left the shoes at the very last second there. Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen, the Dane, running in. The vastly superior experience of these two athletes, but Andre Plitz has now been right the way through what we've been building these last few years, which is this fantastic World Series and World Championship of youth events. He is a direct product of that, the young Czech athlete in red, and he runs out, now chasing Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen. So a Dane in the lead, a Czech athlete on home soil who's been entertaining the crowd, taking little whips on the descent, but here comes the best runner in XTERRA World Cup on the scene at the moment, with no doubt. He's being chased by a very strong Max Chanet this season. This is a Max Chanet, I think, who's upgraded this year, Ollie. He looks really good in fourth place. And there is the World Cup leader, Arthur Forissier, running out. That's your top five running out.
This is the strength of the field here is absolutely incredible. Jens Emil in first, Ondra Plitz in second, Arthur Serrieres right behind him. We have a treat, Jess. This is going to be such a good race. Yeah. The run between them. I don't know what Plitz is going to do, but Jens Emil with a 15-second gap, that could be enough. It also couldn't. We're going to have to see a really good run. Oh!
I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen this coming. This was Hugo Boscher. We might see a few incidents. I hope we don't. That was a very heavy front wheel landing. So a few dramatic shots. There was that really strong pack as well that was chasing. At that stage, early lap, it was Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen just catching his breath on the back before he overtook them all and then attacked them as well. Serrieres knew that was what he had to go with. He then started to distance the likes of Labordette and others. Labordette himself, by the way. Now, I have to say, the French are coming. There was I wondering whether the French were slipping, and it doesn't look like it, does it?
Jens is leading, And you can see he's there. He's there. Arthur has already made the gap up to Blitz. And this, I bet you, on this first uphill, he's going to catch Jens. This uphill is exactly where he can fly. I don't know why it suits him so much, but it does.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the first of 2 laps on this run. And, Max Chanet's running well. I don't want to do him down, but so far, Plitz has looked absolutely incredible, and he does look a little bit slower than the others on this run. There's a definite difference in form between him and even these two, who are now striding away from the rest.
I mean, they're making Ondřej Plitz look like a slow runner. Ondřej Plitz is probably running sub 3-minute kilometers. It's crazy the level of these guys. But let's focus in on the battle now. Both of the guys, unfortunately, we're wearing the same tri-suit, so it might be a little bit hard to tell them apart. But both of them, strongest runners in XTERRA. But Arthur takes the lead immediately, and he's going to, I tell you, he's going to hit it now. He's going to hit it to demoralize Jens Emil.
Yeah, of course he will. And Jens Emil's not looking at him. He's not allowing him that pleasure. Jens Emil is very familiar to his run form, looking down, hands coming a little bit closer up underneath his chin, the tall Dane there, as he just steps, just carefully taking those little steps up these steep rises. But how many times have we seen this run form before? So many times, of course, along the banks of Lake Morveno, cruising towards those 3 World Championship victories for this man. He is such an incredible athlete, and he's out for a run looking like he hasn't even done the bike and swim, let alone race the full distance XTERRA World Cup yesterday, Ollie. We are lucky to witness an athlete like Arthur Serrieres, because he is of the current era. I know Felix Forissier is very consistent, but really on his day, Arthur Serrieres is close as you can get to being untouchable.
He's really a one of a kind. I think just generally the level of these athletes is really high.
Yeah.
Ondřej Plitz already into 4th place here. But I think it's interesting as well. Arthur, the only one to run the A line there. Everybody else took the B line. Plitz looking a bit worse for wear, but he still has a really big gap off of that bike.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's brilliant. He will do incredibly well today anyway, because he's mashed the first 2 disciplines and just getting through the run, it has to be said. You're still not running slowly by any means. Jens Emil has a little look to his right, though, just to check on who's closing. Excuse me, I can
Maxime
tell you.
is closing.
He is going so well this season.
He's so close, and he's backing it up. He's taken a step again, always does. And I wouldn't be surprised if he can maybe take Jens Emil on.
Well, let's see. Yes, now that's what he'll be thinking about. And I think Jens Emil might know that too. Max Chaney himself, a brilliant mountain biker, but he just seems, I don't know what it is this season, seems to have really found his groove of consistency. In the last couple of seasons, Max Chaney tends to race most of the rounds of the World Cup, but has these little ups and downs, and you'll suddenly have a round where you go, oh yeah, and he'll be on the podium, and he's come from, having been much further down the round before. But this year, much more consistency. And I'm not at all surprised by this performance from Max Chaney, and I wouldn't be too surprised if he did catch Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen. We'll see this as they get through, ready to start their final run lap, these 2 final run laps. It is so short. I did warn everyone at home, it'll be over before you know it, this race, but it's always good. Chaney looks calm and in control, but no one looks as good as this guy. Jens Emil is still there. But the history books, the form books and everything says he has no chance at all of catching Arthur Serrieres. But we will see, because we've had so much drama in the short track over the years. And it has to be said, by the way, doesn't it? Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen is a real short track specialist, isn't he? There's Max Chaney at the moment in 3rd. There's the bike time. Chaney had the 2nd fastest. Jens Emil the fastest as well. Arthur Serrieres through transition and heading out onto the final lap now. They've only been racing just over 33 minutes, and here we are onto the final run lap. Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen will look to try and maintain that 2nd place and hold off the fast finishing Frenchman Max Chaney behind him. I said the French were coming. At the moment they are in 1st, 3rd. What have we got? 4th and 5th maybe, depending on where Mickey Fuchs is back there as well. Max Chaney runs through in 3rd, the Frenchman, of course. What a fantastic.
Now then, where is Plitz? Where is
There
Plitz? Here he goes, 4th, still holding on. Not too bad of a run. I think he can hold on. I talked to him before.
No, sorry, he's got Forissier just in front of him, Ollie. Yeah, he's in 5th. Forissier's come up and gone past him.
This was his goal for the race, was to get top 5, which is incredibly ambitious. But right now, maybe.
Yeah, I think he might, I think he might do it. And this is Labaudet running through. I think we may have already seen Mickey Fuchs come through as well, the German.
I want to give a shout out to Elliot. Elliot has taken a big step up, especially here in the Czech races. Came 6th yesterday. I haven't seen form like this from him yet. And he said this was the first race that he felt like he's put it all together. That's what I love to see from these racers.
No, that's good. We're looking a little bit, we're looking for Arthur Serrieres now, who is at this stage catching the British athlete Jamie Pugh. Shout out for Jamie. Always going to give a little shout out to the Brits. He is the only Brit in the field actually today. And we're looking back down the course to see the gap back to Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen, who is now in maintenance mode, I think. Get through this final run lap as well, the Dane. That gap is growing. Serrieres is extending, isn't he?
Let me give a shout out to Scott Anderson. Scott hasn't had a good race yesterday, dropped out in the middle of it, but now sitting in 10th. He's really a short track specialist. I'd love to see him focus a bit more on the discipline. I think it suits him to a T.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Scotty's a fantastic guy. He spent some time in the commentary booth with me a couple of years ago at the World Championships in Molveno. If anyone want to follow a specific athlete who gives you a great insight to the interior of elite racing at XTERRA, check out, he's called the Racing Scotsman. Is that right? I'm thinking of his handle on. Yes, check him out. He's fantastic. He's absolutely fantastic. He's got a wonderful zest for life. Loves the XTERRA Pro circuit, and is a damn good athlete as well. In 10th at the moment. There he is, Scotty Anderson. He's racing on a German racing license, of course, but he's a Scotsman, really. He's a Brit. He's one of my lot. We'll keep him in there. Right, Jens Emil.
If I look at this race, do you think there's anyone who could pass anybody here? Obviously, anybody could pass anyone.
Yeah.
But do you see a particularly tight battle here? Maybe Maxime. That was Maxime Chanet pulling up on Jens Emil. That seems to be the battle for second place is still open.
Definitely, that's what I think. I also thought Labaudet, as you said, looked very good running through transition, and he will be focused on the back of Andre Plitz. I'd like to see it for Labaudet, but I don't want to. Chanet's done it already. He's gone. He's gone. Now, Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen looked right. I think he's done. He's looking back down the course. What a race by Max Chanet. 2 Frenchmen in the lead, and this will be one of Chanet's best performances of the season, and he knows it. Look at the way he's stepping out there as well. Don't worry about Pugh, who's a lap down at the moment, the British athlete, still on a good race, but these two now, 2nd and 3rd. Jens Emil's not giving up, though, and he shouldn't either, because they are very much closing in on the finish. That could be our sprint finish right there, Ollie.
Come on, he has to push this. This is such a close race for second.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to stay focused on this. Of course, we'll be cutting to Arthur Serrieres, who's going to win this World Cup round, the short track in XTERRA Czech Republic. But that's going to be a fascinating race between these two. And I'm pleased, even though he looked over his shoulder, pleased to see Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen not giving up. Arthur Serrieres stepping out like he's out for a Sunday run. These two are about to have a Sunday sprint between them, and I think it might be rather close.
Chanet's on the offensive, and ignore the faces that Jens Emil is pulling. He always looks like he's in a world of pain, although right now maybe a bit more than usual.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just don't worry about Jamie Pugh behind them. He's had a little bit of a boost by the looks of it, the British athlete, and he's getting on our coverage as well by following these two down. But this is 2nd and 3rd with Pugh, who's a lap down on them just behind them. Of course, timing distance-wise, that's hardly anything, but it is a very short lap as well, and they are sticking together. Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen can salvage this one, but Max Chanet will be just as deserving of his 2nd place. They'll be 2nd and 3rd because they're quite a way clear, I think, of Arthur Forissier, but it is the other Arthur, and the greatest Arthur in the history of XTERRA World Cup racing. Arthur Serrieres, the 3-time world champion, who now knows and will know he is rounding in on yet another World Cup win to go with the last one that he won, which was yesterday.
Jens, I think, went for the overtake there onto the last one. Artur is coming in. This is going to be him taking the win. But I'm so excited to see if it's going to be Jens or Maxime for 2nd place.
There he is, Arthur Serrieres, for the 2nd time this weekend in XTERRA Czech Republic, taking the short track. It may not be his favoured discipline even, but when he's in this kind of form, he's going to take it all. He does it again. and he wins the short track in XTERRA Czech Republic. No great surprise for Arthur Serrieres, one of the greatest XTERRA athletes of all time. And Max Chanet on an absolutely flying front. Look at that. He's going to take second place, the Frenchman. A French one too, but also one for one of the long-term World Cup proponents. Max Chanet in second, and Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen in third. One step lower than he was yesterday when he was second to Arthur Serrieres. What a fantastic race. Let's see how the rest of that top five goes. Can Ondrej Plic, the Czech athlete, hang on to his fifth place ahead of a charging Elliot Laborde? Let's see. Here comes Arthur Forissier, the World Cup leader. This will do no end of good to his World Cup standing, of course. He's in fourth right now, the Frenchman, and he's going to take that too. Forissier in fourth, meaning three Frenchmen in the top four as well. Didn't quite get back in touch with the front of the race, but yet again, as it always is with Arthur Forissier, a very measured race. Plic, here he comes. Can he do it? He's got Laborde closing up behind him. Here comes the Czech athlete. As we heard from Ollie Tonda, he was aiming at top five. He's got it right now. Laborde will do everything to take it off him, though. He's not going to. Ondrej Plic led. Look at that. He's got his hand in the air. He knows he's fifth. Target met. He absolutely creamed the swim. He mashed the mountain bike, it has to be said. And he hung on the run for fifth. Elliot Laborde, the Frenchman, in sixth. Ondrej Plic, 2 times a world champion and likely to get back being a world champion at some point too. That is Nicolas Duret, who has run through this field. We've not seen him all race, and he's just come seventh. That's got to be one of the fastest runs of the day as well from the Frenchman. That, I suspect, is the fastest run, Ollie, watching Duret there. What a performance. What a performance. And there we go, the man who led at the beginning of the race as well. Michele Bonacina just coming in ahead of Scotty Anderson, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I'm not sure what's happened to Mickey Fuchs. I will look for him. There's, Scotty Anderson, I think, just ahead of Michele Bonacina, who may have come in 10th. I think Fuchs was 8th. And this is Federico Spinazzi after we had those 2 Italians right up at the front of the race early on. And they keep coming as well. Jakob Jentjes, I think, coming in there for 12th. This is Seb Karaban, another of those long-term World Cup travellers, travelling around the world, getting to experience all of these races. And Seb Karaban in 13th, the Belgian. Don't forget, we've got about 30 athletes here to bring home. This is Cyril Bernard, another of the Frenchmen. And imminently, we're going to be hearing from our top 3 athletes as well. So here they are.
Third on the finish line. Tell us a little bit about that swim. You seem to have a much better experience than yesterday, and you were right in the mix from the beginning.
I had no clue I was. I heard Sebastian Carbin on the speaker, and I thought he was right behind me, so I was afraid I was hunting out of the T1.
And you moved to the front of the race pretty quickly, but you had a bit of an issue with this young Czech guy, Ondrej Plic, giving you some grief on the bike.
Yeah, this dude was shredding it here, and he held me back all the time, like a real mountain biker should do. Like that's what I would do if I was a junior, and against these guys. So he had some balls and tried to hold me back, and I took advantage of that and tried to ease a bit, but as you see, I didn't make a big enough gap for the guys coming from behind.
And talk us through how that sort of last couple of K on the run went. You know, how you were dealing with, the guys are coming from behind, you're trying to protect your position. Just talk us through what you were thinking about.
When Arthur was passing me, and you see him just keeping the same speed as you do on flat, that's impossible to do anything about. And then Maxim, he's very strong. He's very strong on the climbs, and I've lost. He just had a great race, I think, as well. And I got him yesterday at the end of the race, and he got me today. And I had nothing left in me. These small punchy climbs on the run really take the best of me.
Well, great job, Jens. See you again soon.
Oh, good interview there from Doug Hall, our XTERRA Europe manager and some super slow-mos of the incredible Arthur Serrieres. Baking hot temperature, just below 30 degrees as well. We're getting a chance to look back down the field as well. There was the incredible André Plitz. You heard Jens Sloth-Nielsen there say it himself. He's got some balls. He's actually referring to the quote that I in the end didn't use. I think it was a Rob Warner quote. How do you sit down? Yeah, you know how it goes, those of you who know the quote. Well, there was Jens Sloth-Nielsen looking round as well. But what a run by Max Chanet. Having a fantastic season, the Frenchman. And using that opportunity. Yeah.
High praise coming from Jens Emil, right? To get called a real mountain biker.
Yeah. Now we're going to see. I do hope André Plitz is not too good a mountain biker, though, and we lose him to mountain biking because he's far too good not to be staying in XTERRA. He's every bit the future world champion, André Plitz. I mean, I know he's already a world champion, but I mean elite world champion. Maybe we'll let him get his junior world championship win first of all. Perhaps it will happen in Ruidoso in New Mexico this October the 10th and 11th, that world championship. You'll be able to see it right here live on our YouTube channel too, and it will be Ollie Tonda and I bringing you exactly that. Now, the next interview we hear should be with the incredible Frenchman, who I know is a good friend actually of Doug Hall, so I'm looking forward to seeing this interview, Max Chanet.
Okay, second place on the line there, Max. Talk us a little bit through your race. It looked like you were hiding right until the end of that run.
Yeah, it was a fight till the end. I didn't know if I wanted to push or not on this one because I'm doing a full distance next week. But finally, I'm always in the mix, and when it's hard on the bike, he shoots me. And at the end, I saw Jens. I think he paced his run from yesterday, so I could catch him. And then I knew about my sprint abilities. I have now a dog happy, and I tried to fight with him on the sprint. So if I can overtook my dog, I was sure about Jens.
Perfect. And tell us about that group dynamic on the bike. You were there with 2 or 3 other guys. What's it like riding this course, race pace, in a group like that?
Yeah, it's hard because it's super technical, super hard. I don't know if from the TV it looks like this, but there is roots everywhere, rocks everywhere, and you can't be out of the race. You need to be really focused. And for this time, Arthur ride all the way in front of me, and it works well. I just follow him, and then it was a fight on the run. And when I saw Jens cracking a bit, I said, okay, he get me yesterday, and now it's my turn.
And I'm especially pleased for you not to come 4th. So does it feel like you've broken this now, and now it's just top 3 only?
Yeah. I feel like everyone on the short track was on me to be the 2nd and not the 4th. So everyone was cheering on me. So it was funny. But yeah, thanks everyone. And now I won in US, 2nd in UK, and 2nd here, Fun Molveno. Out is 4th is from years now.
Cool. Great job, Max. See you later.
Yes, I think that's partly my fault. I think I've been calling him Mr. 4th place for the last couple of years because he has been so often 4th place, Max Chanet. But he's absolutely right. He got that win in the full distance race at Oak Mountain, Alabama this year. That was great to see as well. Hey, I tell you what, shall we just hear from the greatest athlete of the modern era? That is, of course, Arthur Serrieres.
Okay, here with Arthur Serrieres on the finish line, backing up a win yesterday, another win today. You're just making it look easy out there.
I mean, I'm in a super good shape on my run, and I manage well the bike also. So it's not to be pretentious, but I have a little extra engine now. So looks easy, but it was really hard because the track was really destroyed, and all these guys were so fast. So yeah, I'm quite happy to take the win here.
And what goes through your mind the first few steps out of transition 2? Do you know that you're going to catch these guys, or do you just run as hard as you can and hope for the best?
I was knowing a bit about the Czech guy because he's a young guy, so sorry about the bee.
Thank you.
Yeah, he just when you're young, you just have some issue always on the run because it's the last sport. So I was thinking catch him easily, but I was like a little bit scared about the ends, but I saw him like with his running style and stuff, he was really tired because you have to manage a huge gap on back at the swim. So yeah, I was running very fast, so I was confident about it.
And like, I think this makes your 8th win, maybe your 9th win in the Czech Republic across full distance short track. It's getting ridiculous how many, but is every win as special as every other one?
Yeah, winning yesterday was like something special because I think I'm taking the record to Nico Lebrun. So it's like a little internal competition between him and me, and like, yeah, I mean, here it's always like a super tough race, a super nice race, a super well-organized race. So every time is really a pleasure to take a win, and it's really special. Like, yeah, I really enjoy this place.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Ah, nice to hear. Arthur Serrieres there also paying tribute to another legend of the sport, Nico Lebrun, who is so heavily involved with XTERRA, course design, that kind of thing. Also, nice to see him batting away the wasp or the bee from Doug Hall. I wouldn't worry about that. Doug Hall eats a plate of wasps and bees for breakfast most mornings, I believe. Glorious conditions, fantastic bike course. Olli Tonda, these shots of your country, Czechia, you must be so proud to see them.
Yeah, I was just about to say, makes one proud. Stunning. I'm so grateful to have such good racing here at home.
Yeah, I am most dischuffed not to be there alongside you, my good friend. I would love to be there today. I'm back in England, by the way, in case anyone's wondering where I am watching these pictures, but very much feeling like I'm there because our television team, Piper Vision, are doing a fantastic job, along with the Czech television as well, for bringing us these incredible images of this world-class racing. There it is for you, the XTERRA Short Track World Cup round. Michele Bonacina getting a well-deserved top 10, and Scotty Anderson again in the top 10, the German-stroke-Scottish athlete. Great racing by him. Another German alongside him, Mickey Fuchs, Nicolas Duret running through the field there for 7th. Labordette kind of levelling out in 6th, didn't really move from there either. And there are the adjusted World Cup standings. Max Chanet moving up 2 places today to be up into 2nd behind Arthur Serrieres and mounting a really serious challenge. Sorry, Arthur Forissier, I should say, mounting a serious challenge. But notably, 3 Frenchmen on top and those 2 Italians, as they were in this race. Bonacina and Spinazzi in 4th and 5th. Seb Caravan with a good race today. The Belgian staying where he is too. So Max Chanet, it has to be said, the man with momentum in this race. What a fantastic men's elite race. What an incredible gun. I'm not sure what it fired out, but it may have landed in the lake by now. Ready for our elite women to start in these ever hotter conditions. It is just gone 4 o'clock. I don't want to see that again. Save of the season, Olli Tonda. I call that save of the season. Wow.
Very scary. Very scary. One last thing I'll say on Plitz, right? Coming 5th here in this competition. He's a young XCO mountain biker, right? He's going to go to UCI Nationals. I mean, he's just starting his career.
Don't do it.
He's just, well, I'm just saying, he's starting his career. Not even Jaroslav Kulhavy, the Olympic champion in mountain bike, could compete like this. No
That's incredible.
way is this guy 17. Hats off.
Bonkers. It is bonkers. Yeah, you've all seen it in our live coverage here right now. You're witnessing the evolution of someone very, very special. That's not us putting pressure on him, just the way it is. It's a fact. So that was our men's elite race. Up next, our women's elite race. And the field is just as stacked as well. We'll get a little chance to look back at their full distance World Cup race yesterday as well to see how that one unfolded too. We know that we've had the same winner both days for the men. Will it work out that way for the women? We go into this final race with Marta Manditto leading the World Cup standings. Crucially, by the way, I'll just tell you about a couple of athletes who aren't here. No, Isla Headley, who won the both rounds of the Western Park World Cup, both short track and full distance. The British athlete not here. She was in, or is in, 3rd place in the World Cup standings too. We'll come on to those standings in just a moment, but a real opportunity today for the likes of Hannah Lee Young and Lorena Earl and Romy Spalder, the likes of these athletes, to move up a little bit in the absence of the incredibly strong running Isla Headley. So she's one that's missing. I can tell you though that we've got a lot of the world's best absolutely here, and we have, it has to be said, Alice Patches in incredible form. Let's see how she went yesterday. I can tell you, it went rather well for her. Prachatice was flying, as was Emma de Croo also, and Marta Manditto making the most of the hot conditions to wear her sun hat. But Alice Prachatice taking the win yesterday. And it was Kerry-Ann Upham in second. Now, Kerry-Ann Upham not racing today. She is one of those who is not racing today. So that'll be a miss, I have to say, for the British athlete, for sure. It was Kerry-Ann Upham in second. Apologies, I didn't give you the full result there. It was Marta Manditto in third. This is looking back at last year, though, and this incredible finish between these two. Marta Manditto and Annette Grabmüller. Grabmüller getting an incredible win. It really was one of the very best finishes we've ever seen in XTERRA history. Isla Headley, it was on the podium in third. And actually, that is the World Cup standings as they stand after yesterday. Marta Manditto on top, the Italian, with 808 points. Quite a good gap over Emma de Croo, the Frenchwoman who was leading the World Cup early in the season after a fantastic start by her. De Croo was a winner in Vouliagmeni, took over the lead after that point. But Marta Manditto, winner of the World Cup last year, is looking really good for it again this year. But the re-emergence of Alice Prachatice could be a problem. Let's hear from our top contenders now.
Yeah, I really love the new short track, and it was my first short track here in XTERRA Czech, so it's special to be back there. Very technical, very smooth, I really like this kind of race, so I'm just excited to race in Sunday.
I think the short track in the Czech Republic is the best short track we have on the World Cup circuit. It's always really well organised, and it's always got some real spicy climbing to tire your legs out, and then some super fun sort of descents and technical sections. I think it's a course where you just have to stay focused the whole time while your heart rate's just going right through the roof.
Yes, right through the roof. And there is another athlete who's moved up, Hannah Lee Young, the ever likeable Aussie, who has made another big step up in her performances this year to be in fourth place in the World Cup standings. There she is at the far end, but Emma de Croo flying this season. A constantly improving Dutchwoman, Romy Spolder as well, number 7 in the world. But Prachatice back to, I don't know, I'm actually going to say not just her best, but beyond her best. The time she's had out with that sacrum stress fracture and injury, long time out last season, missed the World Championships where she would have been a brilliant bet for the gold medal. But I think, Ollie Tonda, Alice Prachatice has come back, well, what should we say? She looks to me even leaner, meaner, stronger, and definitely more hungry, don't you think?
She looks stronger. The only chink in the armor, the only untested chink, shall I say, is the run. Could get tested today on this tough course. And that's mostly because she hasn't been pushed. I mean, all the wins she's had this year have been incredibly dominant, and mostly because she has such a good combination of incredible swim, comes out with the first pack, and then nobody can touch her on the bike. She's just so far and away the best athlete there. But the run hasn't really been tested, so let's see if that changes today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she was in cruise control yesterday for sure. She had about a 6-minute lead at one point in the full distance race, Alice Prachatice, the French woman, yesterday, and then just backed off a little bit, knowing that today was yet to come. So let's see how hard she hits this. Well, it's a silly question, really, isn't it? She's going to hit it hard. She'll have to contend with Marta Manditto's brilliant run, though, that is for sure. We're looking there at Paula Leopold, the German athlete. There's Hannah Lee Young. She'll be looking for a good performance today after 9th last year and 9th yesterday, Hannah Lee Young. But she's been punching above that this season, so she'll look to go better. Here is the World Cup leader, Marta Manditto. 2nd here last year. 3rd yesterday. She is so consistent. That's why she's in the gold swim cap. There's Emma de Croo in the pink cap. There's Hannah Lee Young, the Aussie, in the light blue cap too, as we line up our highly ranked athletes at the top of these World Cup standings.
Hannah's strategy going into this race was to sit on Marta's feet in the swim. She tried to swim with her yesterday. Marta then overtook her a little bit. Hannah wasn't happy with her race. I think Marta showed a lot yesterday. She's been dealing with some mononucleosis, and that's been really, it's been a tough thing for an athlete to deal with. So I think she's super happy to have shown yesterday. But I think, in my opinion, all eyes on Alizé.
Yeah, indeed. Right, there we were looking at Alizé Patiès as we went past. Certainly from a British perspective, nice to see Greatrix making it in here as well. Libby Greatrix in the grey swim cap there as well. Sad though, Ollie, has to be said, I know I'm the British commentator here, but sorry not to see Isla Headley here today. And she's in third place in the World Cup standings as well. She was third in this short track 1 year ago. So Headley will be a big miss here. And that is Sarka Pustova, the Czech athlete, one of a couple of Czech athletes, 3 Czech athletes in total, I believe, in this field. We know we're missing Aneta Grabmüller, and she is a big miss, very big miss, winner here 1 year ago. Such a popular elite athlete as well, Grabmüller. I'm sure she's there watching, because of course this is her hometown. So 28 of the world's best elite athletes locked and loaded for the Short Track World Cup here at XTERRA Czech Republic in Prachatice in southern Bohemia in Czechia. Perfect conditions. No excuses right now. Here goes the short track. Cover your ears. Here goes the gun. Horn standing by in case it doesn't work. As you can see, that's our organizer there, Michal Pilosek. He's done a brilliant job as well to put on this, the oldest, some would say, the best round of XTERRA ever. It is an incredible location. That's why it's so popular with the athletes and why it always gets such a good field. Swim underway. I'll just remind everyone, in case you've maybe tuned in for the women's race and not seen the men's race, it is a 2-lap, 400-meter swim, longer first lap, and then a slightly shorter second one. Then they have 4 laps to go on the mountain bike, giving them about 7.5K in total, and then a 2-lap run to give them just, about 2.8K of running to bring this one home. We already have a pink cap in the lead, and I think, is that a pink cap? It might be Emma De Croo in the lead. Ollie, you might be able to spot that one a bit better than me.
I don't think I am. Tough for me to decide this. Really hard to make out the pixels.
No, we will wait. We'll wait maybe till they come out. We have got one clear lead. We've got a light blue cap on this side.
I'll tell you what, Jess. What's really important is this first, let's say, 75 meters. The women are going to be sprinting because there's going to be carnage. Let me tell you, carnage at this next buoy.
Yeah, indeed. I'm just looking to see where the red buoy is. There we go. I must admit, I saw the far buoy. I thought, hang on a minute, they haven't got a long way off. Some of them have gone too far off here and need to get the right side of that buoy to get around it. So it's red buoys for the longer 250 swim lap on the way out, and then they're following the yellow ones for that tiny short lap, which even me, as a terrible swimmer, I reckon I could get around the yellow one, no problem. It's a nice short lap, that. And yes, it's a bit of a bun fight in there. Mash of water and arms, and we will do our best. Well, certainly when they come out, we'll be telling you who is leading here as well. Beautiful lake to swim in. This is it. Am I right in saying, Ollie, it's a Rybnik? Is that right? Man-made lake?
Yes, yes. Man-made lake is Rybnik. I think it's Emma De Croo leading the race at the moment, and there's that big pack. Yeah. And look at that, Jess. That's not where you want to be. The inside of that buoy.
I have to say, if it is Emma De Croo, she's not wearing the swim cap that I thought she was. On my screen, that looks kind of whitish. I may be wrong. I do apologise. No, you're right. It's a pink cap. It is Emma De Croo.
There you go.
Are right.
Yeah,
you're about half my age, Ollie, so it should be about right that your eyes are better than mine. There we go. Number 2, Emma De Croo, number 2 in the world. She's had an incredible season this year. She really has, the French woman, hasn't she? She won in Vugliameni, as I said, and has maintained that consistency since then. That is why she is second to Marta Manditto. I have to say, though, Ollie, there is a bit of a gap because Manditto's been so good this season. But De Croo having, I think, her best, certainly her best season for a number of years.
You're right. Emma's definitely taken a big step up. She's always struggled on the run. Yesterday she did again, so I'd say maybe the consistency isn't quite there yet. But I think on the bike, I expect her to be really at the front. On the run, might be a bit tough. But really, she might have a gap to work with. Is that Alizé Patiès, Jess? In third position. Am I seeing that correctly?
Let's look for the third place through. I'm just looking to see who's in second there as well in the light blue cap.
I think so. I think that must be Alizé. That's for race favorite in third position, only 4 seconds off the leader.
Wow.
And this is what I was talking about. Not only is she going to be the best mountain biker here, most probably, but she just has such a solid swim.
Yep. Oh, wow, that's my kind of dive, that is. Serena Bratti, the Italian, is in second. I'm looking to see who it was. And it is, you're right, Alice Patier going back in third. Romy Spolder was right up there, the Dutch woman. That's a really good start by her. And then just behind them, Saskia Pustova, Nina Kolla, Libby Great Tricks, the British athlete, swimming out onto that second lap in seventh as well. So pretty much everyone, that is everyone now out onto the second lap of their run, swim even. This is a much shorter one.
Libby Smith there,
following Alice Patier. Has Patier taken back over the lead here? Didn't watch where she is. No, she's not. She's still in third. There's our two leaders. Yeah, Bratti's swimming well here because I think she wants to come in first by the looks of it, the Italian athlete. She's right under the arm of Emma De Croo here.
Argy Bargy, you can see they're so close to each other. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Yeah, Bratti is.
Oh, maybe it was just for camera. Maybe it was just for camera.
No, I don't think so. I think they were right there, Ollie. I think they were really right under each other's arms. And Patiers has got company as well. It's a light green swim cap coming up on her. That's Spolder. Romy Spolder, the Dutch athlete, is closing up behind Alice Patiers. These two are so close together. You know your swim dynamics. Is that a good place to be, tucked on the hip of a swimmer there, Ollie? I know nothing about swimming. You know me. It looks like it might be, to me, tucked into the aquadynamic tuck of Serena Bratti.
We've talked about this, Jess. Swimming behind somebody does save you energy, but swimming on their hip, maybe just like Emma De Croo is trying to do here to Serena Bratti, saves even more. And not only that, but it also slows down the person in front of you. So it's much easier to swim with them.
I see. So you're almost pulling back the water around them. I like it.
Exactly.
That makes sense to me.
Exactly.
Right.
Here we go.
These two are going to come in. Yeah. It's going to be, I think by the looks of it, Bratti out first. Of course, the timing we get will show who's actually into T1 like that. But what a start by Alice Patiers. Absolutely nothing lost in there. She's got, I think, Spolder with her. This is Serena Bratti, the Italian athlete, who'll grab her Scott bike. Emma De Croo, though, I think will look to try and get some kind of lead going out of here because she is flying, the French woman. That's Romy Spolder running in the red and black, the Dutch woman. Fantastic, different mix of nationalities here. Patiers has had a fantastic transition, but she's not done her shoes up yet. She does the straps when she's looking like she was going to run out ahead. And as we know on this course, where it's so narrow, you do want to get every place ahead that you can, Oliver, don't you? Yeah, we're watching the next of them coming through now, so I'll try and tell you who we've got going at. That's Giulia Xiao, another of the high swimming Italians there. I think we've got Lizzie Orchard there by the looks of it. Yes, it is, the Kiwi. She's in around about 13, taking a while in transition though. And there are others running out ahead of her, I think may have come in behind her from the swim. There's the top 10 through, for those of you who are following specifics. Yes, Ollie.
Stepanka Bissova in 6th position. She's a really strong biker. That's a good result for the Czech athlete.
Yes, yeah, she looks like she's flying. Now let's see who can maintain at least their position on the first of these 4 bike legs. You can see, those of you watching bottom right, how many they've done so far. Here we get the slow-mo of the swim entry point. It was Patiers diving in deep ahead of the rest there, but then just measuring things out, maybe allowing that battle to go on ahead between Bratti and De Croo. There definitely was a battle there. There was the Italian, and that was De Croo diving back in, Bratti following high and smooth. And that is the last swimming we'll see in Lake Kristanovici. It won't be the last swimming because a lot of them will dive in where they finish to cool off as well. So here we go. De Croo now hanging on to the back of Alice Patiers on the first of these really tough 4 mountain bike laps. Now, how do you think De Croo will go here trying to hang on to Patiers? It's looking difficult already, Ollie.
Yeah, you can see.
Apologies, folks. We've just lost Oliver Tonda there for a moment. You come back in when you're ready, Ollie, and I'll keep going because this is Patiers now. She will think trying to start to extend. She was the winner yesterday anyway. She was the victor of the full distance. Yes, Ollie. Now, Emma De Croo will know these woods very well. She's raced here plenty of times before, but so has Prachatice, and this is Prachatice returning this season in incredible form as well. De Croo right there, though. At the moment, these two battling with each other will start to draw them clear of Spalder, Bratti, Xiao, Puskova behind them. This is on that really tough climb that they have to do 4 times over. Prachatice looking so comfortable and dialed on that bike as well. She's a brilliant biker.
Strong by Emma to hold on, though. This is a bit surprising. I mean, Alizé, her background isn't mountain bike, and so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe on the downhill she's able to open up a gap as well. But yeah, strong by De Croo to hold on.
I remember this. I remember thinking this before with Emma De Croo as well. On the bike in particular, Ollie, she looks like she's pushing too big a gear. She looks like she's suffering. She's nowhere near as smooth, to my mind, as, say, Patchy is here. But look, it's not made any difference because she's right there with him. I was thinking she was getting dropped, but it's more just that she's got a slightly more jagged style than the smooth pedaling of Alice Patchy. Let's watch the descent then to see if there is a technical difference between them.
Yeah, I think Alizé took that a tiny bit faster, but not by much.
This is Romy Spalder now up into third, the Dutch woman. Another one who's really improved her mountain bike leg. She looks even more comfortable. I'd have said this time last year when she was racing here that it was one of her weaknesses, but I have to say it looks like she has improved on the bike. This is Bratti still doing her shoes up. That is a bad sign at this stage. It's taken her this long to get on top of them as well. She's still in 4th place at the moment, but she's got her countrywoman, Julia Xiao, sitting in behind her there. Yeah, and Prachatice is starting to now just gap Emma De Croo a little bit as well. They look quite close in the climbing, but yeah, I mean, you can see it right there. De Croo just hitting things that little bit harder.
Exactly, not being able to hold that momentum going past those roots and this rock garden. Alizé just hits it while Emma has to scrub off a bit of speed just to feel a bit more comfortable, which completely understandable. I'd never ride down this course in one piece. These women make it look easy.
I think for an XTERRA YouTube exclusive, you and I should do that descent, Ollie, on a tandem. I'll do it if you will, only because it means I'll be there next to the lake, which is exactly where I want to be. I'll do it.
Listen, Jess, they made me ride this course on a which is just as old as I am, and that was a shocking experience.
I tell you what, I'll get Ollie to retell that story in a little moment because I want to hear the end of that. We're watching the deep part of the descent, nearly at the bottom of the course. Go on, Oliver.
Sorry, you've lost me there just for a second.
I've got you.
Yeah, so I had to do the course on a 2001 bike. That was shocking. It was really, I can't imagine a tandem.
Oh, let's see. I floated it out there. Let's see if the head honchos at XTERRA fancy it for next year. It's a special year this year. Of course, it is the 30th anniversary of those incredible World Championships that started all the way back in Maui in 1996, when I was about Ollie's age, kind of thing out there. Anyway, conclusion of the first lap, coming along the damn wall, and look at this. Quelle surprise, the best athlete in the world at the moment, or seemingly, Alice Patchy back on top. Winner yesterday, and Emma De Croo, already a winner in the World Cup this season, working hard along that damn wall there to stay keeping Patchy in her sights. I have to say, though, Ollie already, quite unlike the men's race, a much ougger gap, I think, already between leader and 3rd, 4th and 5th. It's really cracked open.
No, you're right. I think now the question is for Emma. She needs to keep her head in the game. I'll repeat, in my opinion, she just doesn't have a particularly strong run compared to these other women. So she wants to have as big of a gap out of T2 as she can. So important, don't get demoralized by Alizé, just maybe being a bit ahead of you and keep on keeping on.
Yeah, indeed. She'll be, I think, even more confident than she would have been this year, Emma De Croo. She was 6th in this short track last year and already looking good, I think, for being much higher than that. But, as I say, she's already been a World Cup winner this year in Vouliagmeni in Greece, which I know meant an awful lot to her too.
That's Mia Lantelme.
This is Mia Lantelme. Where's she come from? We haven't even mentioned her so far.
Incredible.
Wow.
What a swim and what a ride so far. She's up there. This is what she wanted to do, is show herself on this short track. It's a big opportunity. It's the only televised short track of the season. Am I right in saying that, Ches? So it's nice for these athletes to show themselves on camera. I mean, Ondraplitz had this as a big goal circled. You go on to Czech TV, big exposure, right, for some of them. So Mia Lantelma definitely showing up today.
Wow, I don't see her moving from that position either, knowing what she's like. She's got a fantastic run, Mia Lantelme. She was 5th here last year when she was making her elite breakthrough as well. But she is already up into 4th, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Lantelme challenging Spolder for that podium spot. We will see.
Or anything can happen. Emma. I mean, even Emma on this uphill course, it's so tough. And I know it's only 3 kilometers, but trust me, if I had to run that 3 kilometers, it would probably take me.
We'll find out how long it'll take him. Hopefully it won't take him as long as he's off air for a second.
20 minutes, Jess. 20 minutes. My
20
apologies,
minutes.
Jess.
My goodness me.
Let me tell you, it's really tough to work with this delay.
No, it's not a problem. It is beyond our control. So sorry, everyone at home. We are losing Ollie every now and again, but we'll be sticking with him because he is on the ground there, and he's Mr. XTERRA in terms of knowing absolutely everything that's going on with these athletes. Make sure you check out all of his content as well. Ollie, very quickly, you've mentioned them a few times. Where can they see the videos that you've been involved with making this week?
Just go check out the XTERRA Czech Instagram channel.
Fantastic. Right. Everyone make sure you do that because you'll get a lot more insight, particularly if you're meeting some of these athletes visually on our screen here for the first time. There's a lot of backstory between them, and we do our very best, not just through the XTERRA Czech social channels, but also through XTERRAplanet.com. If you go there, you will find the backstory to so many of these athletes, and crucially, not just the elites, you'll find the backstory to so many athletes who make XTERRA racing their home every year. And you'll be able to find the calendar because it's not just the World Cup. We've got an XTERRA race next weekend, of course, in Zittau and others, so many throughout the whole season. Find them all at XTERRAplanet.com. Right, this is about halfway through the mountain bike now, nearly. High point of lap 2 for Alice Prachatice. And she is going to measure this out without making mistakes. And that is the crucial thing, Ollie. We're looking at her now, expecting her to take home this short track win. There's a lot yet to go. We're only about halfway through the race anyway, certainly in terms of time. She can't afford punctures. She can't afford crashes. There are really no room for mistakes in XTERRA. Even the transitions are absolutely critical in the short track format specifically.
I mean, remember Aneta last year, what happened to her not only on the short course, but on the long course. Short course, she got sent the wrong way. Long course, she lost her shoes. So I hope Alize has her shoes ready in transition. And I hope those aren't missing.
Romy Spolder here, who not only has stepped up a bit this year, it looks like she's got herself a new sponsor, I believe, as well, in Specialized, in all the Specialized kit on that sweet, dare I say it, rather expensive looking S-Work she's on there. Very popular bike in XTERRA, it seems. I've seen a lot of the leading riders, particularly in this race, riding Specialized. That's interesting to note. And Spolder looking again, as I say, like she's dialed those bike skills even more. This is Lantelme, though, who is closing in on her. And Lantelme is definitely coming. She's put a gap between herself and the likes of the two Italians, Bratti and Sai. I'm still getting her name wrong, I think. Ollie, you might have a better stab at it. Thank you. Sayu, of course, I'm not adding the U on the end.
Or let's just go with Julia, I think. That's one we can both do. But yeah, Mia here, really strong. And I want to keep an eye out on the gap between her and Emma. Because that can crumble on this run. That run can be so decisive.
Yeah. So De Croo still good in second, but let's watch that battle between Spolder and Lantelme. I think the next time we see them, they're going to be on top of each other. This is Emma De Croo at the kind of lower side of the course now. We're going to get a little bit more of the sunlight. It'll be warmer down there as well, where the sun's been cracking through this beautiful South Bohemian forest alongside Lake Kristanovici. She's hitting that a bit hard as well. And the problem is, Ollie, as you know, and I know only too well, once that's happened a couple of times, you get a little bit more nervous, you back off a bit more, and then you start hitting things harder. It's all about flow mountain biking, and her flow is just going a little bit, I think.
You're so right, Jess. And I think another thing to consider, Alizé gets to do this at her own speed. So maybe the chance that she has a mechanical is a bit less than compared to, of course, I wouldn't wish a mechanical onto anybody, but Emma, she has to go at her limit, right? So this can just creep in and it just starts to repeat itself. And once you've hit it once, making another mistake is so easy.
So Alice Patier heading back down into transition to complete lap 2 of 4. Faultless so far, faultless from the Frenchwoman. And I think, Ollie, on the course of the passage of transition here, we might be able to get about to get a all French top 3 at the moment, because Mia Lantalme has closed up behind Romy Spolder. I want to see the Dutch woman right up there, Spolder. She's had a great race so far, but Lantalme, tellingly, was right on her tail last time we saw her.
Talk about French dominance. I mean, the French have been dominating XTERRA for ever since it's been ever since it started. So I don't see that letting up anytime soon.
No. And actually, it's been, in a way, the World Championships finding their European home for those, 4 years running in Italy, in the Dolomites. That's kind of what's added to it. I wonder if we're about to go into a phase where we see more of the South American athletes coming to the fore, with the World Championships returning at the end of this season to the USA in this 30th year of competition. We will see how the sport evolves, but you're right. At the moment, and for quite some time, it's been the European athletes who are really dominating the World Cup, and the French specifically. Now, Lantalme there, for whatever reason, I don't know, seems to have dropped off Spolder. I don't know whether Spolder's put in a big burst or an attack, but that is a gap that's opened up, Ollie Tondo.
I mean, it could be anything, really. I mean, taking a corner wrong or just, easing up. But especially on that section, it doesn't really make sense. You would never ease up. Romy attacking there makes sense because it's such a long, flat part of the course. Someone sitting behind you can just draft off of you and take some time to take a breather.
Oh my goodness, do you know what? We've barely even mentioned the World Cup leader, Marta Manditto. There she is coming through. She's up into 5th. So it's not gone brilliantly from her so far. But, Ollie, we know how good her run is on this really tough run. Do you still have her down as the best runner for this run, or what? We'll see. We'll get Ollie's thoughts on that in just a moment, because we're watching Serena Bratti going through, the second of the Italians, because Manditto is now on lap with the other 2. So we've got 3 overlapped, I should say. We've got 3 Italians together there. Marta Manditto, then Serena Bratti, then Giulia Seu. They are in that little group, 5th, 6th, and I think 7th at the moment.
Well, Marta has to be happy with this, especially following the mono. She told me she wasn't even considering racing the short track because going into such high intensity can be really difficult for her. So I think right now, sitting in 5th, more than she can ask for. But you were right. With that run speed, could move up further.
Worth me pointing out to everyone, by the way, in case you're new to the XTERRA World Cup, there are 100 points for the winner of a full distance round, and 75 for a short track round. So, of course, 2 back-to-back on a good weekend when you're in form and rip it, as Alice Patier did in Moveno itself by winning both of them there. It can be a big, big haul of points, that is for sure. At the moment, Emma de Croo now looking a bit more comfortable in second, because that little battle between Spolder and Lantalme seems to have kind of... I think it seems to have distracted them a little bit, their battle for the podium, and this could be a good sign for Emma de Croo. And actually, thinking of World Cup points, it could be a very good sign for Emma de Croo, who started the day on 687 points. Marta Manditto, if she finishes where she is now, would be missing out a bit here to de Croo. De Croo was, 5th yesterday, and Manditto was 3rd. So Manditto still having the upper hand on her yesterday. But if it stayed like this, it would be a very good outing for the Frenchwoman here on her green Specialized bike in second.
I think it's also really important to take into consideration the jokers there, Jess. So each of the athletes gets their lowest scoring round from a long distance and a short track eliminated, and then you get to take into the final account. So Marta, not only has she been consistent, basically her worst result this year has been 3rd place. So I think it really comes down to the World Cup final in China, where there's not only a lot of points on offer, they've been multiplied to incentivize athletes to go.
Yeah, that is going to be such a special. It's our new venue, new location 7 stop 7 on the 7-stop XTERRA World Cup circuit this year, going to Suzhou in China, set on the banks of Taihu Lake and using Yuyang Mountain as well. 2 rounds there, short track and full distance. They're going to be fantastic. Good luck to those of you who are going, or maybe those of you who are there already waiting for it all to happen for the first time. New XTERRA World Cup history being broken in there, and I can't wait to see how it goes. Though this is our race for third at the moment. The Dutch woman Romy Spolder still wanting to hold that lead, but she's got young Mila Lantelme all over her at the moment.
Mila seems to be maybe not as Mila seems to be not as strong.
Yeah, I think Ollie's about to say they're on the bike. I would expect, Ollie, come back in when you hear this, but I would expect Mila Lantelme to be the stronger runner of those two at this stage. What would you think? Now, we'll come back to that. We're watching Alice Prachatice, who has the sense to just check over her shoulder. Only been racing 24 minutes, and yet she is just about to head out onto the 4th and final lap of this mountain bike leg, looking in control. Emma de Croo hasn't always looked totally in control. We'll watch her here. That's better. That's better this time from de Croo. She is just measuring things out right now. But she has a comfortable lead, it has to be said. Something like... hang on, let's watch them. Let's watch them using that little bridge through the dip there for de Croo as she comes through. Let's check on where Mila Lantelme and Romy Spolder is. Here they are. They're not quite at the dip to the bridge just yet. They've got that little rise there that leads to it. And I've got this sense, maybe, that Lantelme is deliberately sitting on Spolder because Spolder is riding really well. So she is tracking her now all the time. Not that big gap that was there, not opening up between these two. Let's watch them on the rocky section. Yeah, both really smooth through there. In actual fact, you can see both more confident than Emma de Croo, but de Croo seems to have enough power on the flat to keep that gap where it is. Prachatice, though, is nervous. She looks round again to see who's coming.
Was that 15 to 20 seconds, Jess? Am I right in saying that?
Between her and de Croo, or back to
yes.
Lantelme?
Yes, to Lantelme and de Croo.
Do you know
That's
what
I would say, judging off of that bridge.
Yeah, about that. Let's watch them because we should get an actual timing update, shouldn't we, as they go through transition. So Alice Prachatice has already gone through transition. She's out onto her final bike lap now. This is de Croo doing the same.
You're
actually,
right
I think
in
that
saying,
gap has opened up.
Yeah, you're right in saying that Mila's definitely the stronger runner. At least that's what I would expect. Quite a well-rounded athlete. That being said, we haven't really seen her go up against these elite women too often, so it's really a testing ground for her to kind of see where things go.
Yeah. Right, this is a very determined-looking Frenchwoman, Emma de Croo, chasing her countrywoman out front. Just getting the gearing slightly wrong there as well. A bit over-geared as well, coming out of that corner, dare I say it. I can say that because I'm actually a coach, so I can say it, but it looked that way to me. These two, well, is it going to come down to the run? It does look that way at the moment, unless Mila Lantelme decides to try and attack Romy Spolder in here. I'd love to see it because I think Spolder is well up for a fight, and I'm not sure we'd have seen this kind of ride from her 1 year ago. The Dutch woman has definitely improved, Ollie. There's no doubt about it that I was watching her at this point last year when she was racing to 4th place thinking, my goodness me, she's getting the most out of this. She's a fearless athlete, but her technical skill didn't appear to be quite there. She has absolutely nailed it this year. Big difference.
Romy's taken a big step up. I mean, she showed some flashes last year, and this year she's been much more consistent. Marta here, closing the gap to the two women in front of her. She could also have a say in this race, just even if it just comes down to the run.
Yeah, well, she was, as she said, 3rd yesterday. She finished on the podium. It sounded like, from what you tell me, she was taking a bit of pressure off herself by saying, I don't want to go too deep. It's not good for me in these kind of conditions. We have seen her suffer in the short track before, but maybe that just takes a little bit of pressure off her and she can ease her way into this. And I think you're seeing that with her. She's such a class athlete, Marta Manditto. She does appear to be just gradually building into this short track, if that's possible, after, well, still under 28 minutes of racing.
You hit the nail on the head. Having talked to Marta, she said the reason she thinks she had such a good performance yesterday, not just apart from the physical, was the mental. I mean, she woke up saying, I'm just going to go out there and see what happens, and I don't have any expectations of myself because I've been fighting mono for the last 2 months, 2 to 3 months. So, yeah, that hopefully she can learn from that and not be thinking, okay, yesterday I performed really well. Today I should replicate that. Hopefully she can just take that same mindset and run with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. Absolutely. There's the top 8 as they stand at the moment. Still Manditto and Bratti, the 2 Italians, chasing. But it is, at the moment, that battle for that final place on the podium that's really fascinating. Can De Croo hang on, though? She's a strong runner, but she's going to have her work cut out to hold off Manditto, I think. I could see Manditto working her way not just onto the podium, but maybe through it a little bit at this stage, because the gaps are not enormous. You can see it's nearly a minute between first and second at the moment. Spolder, Lantelme, Manditto. I would say Bratti's probably a little bit too far out of it, but they have an opportunity to get onto that podium and be in our final interviews today. This is the final bike lap. 4 laps. It seems like an age when you watch the technicality of it, but it is incredibly short. 7.5 kilometers of racing in the beautiful South Bohemian forest here alongside Lake Kristanovici in Czechia. XTERRA Czech Republic, short track, day 2 of World Cup racing here. And here is the Dutchwoman, Romy Spolder. And she has with her Mia Lantelme, another of those youngsters who's come through the XTERRA youth and junior ranks to now be a real contender as an elite as well, as she is showing once again here.
I mean, it's a repeating theme, isn't it? I mean, Ondřej Plic and Mia Lantelme both coming up through the ranks, both world champions, and for a top 5.
It's fantastic, Ollie, to see as well in this 30th anniversary year of XTERRA racing that we've got to this point where we now have a bloodline. You know, we have a production line of young, not just junior, but youth athletes coming through the youth World Series, the qualifiers that get them into those World Championships. And at the end of this season, it won't be the elite race, which is the last race that you and I are commentating on at those World Championships in New Mexico. It will be the youth athletes teeing us up for the coming year as well. Isn't that special? It's exactly the right way. A lot of other sports will go youth first, get the youth out of the way, then do the elite, but not at XTERRA. We formalise with the elite first. They inspire the youth, and then the following day, we get to see the future of the sport right there. This, though, is the current of the sport. Alice Patjes, she is the dominant athlete at the moment, having come back to XTERRA, and how in control does she look? Little sip, bit of water down the back of the neck. She has a short, sharp, but brutally hard run to come to close this one out. We know she's got around about a minute of lead over second placed Emma De Croo. That's not De Croo coming down there. That's one of the lapped athletes, if I'm not mistaken, who looks like she might have had an issue. We're now watching to see De Croo, Spolder, Lantelme and Manditto, I suspect, quite close together before they take on the technical tough run. There's De Croo in second. And there's our leader. She's not quite down. I always get ahead of myself, looking for the edge of Lake Kristanovici to see where transition's coming in. She's already got the, 1 foot out. There goes the other shoe as well. She's going to run in barefooted to get those trainers on, ready for the trail run. Very neat dismount from Alice Patjes. Yeah, and you can just hear our announcer there saying comeback race. It is kind of a comeback race back to XTERRA Czech Republic in Czechia, of course, but a real comeback to the very top of the sport. Even more determined, I think, than she was before. Shoes on, helmet off, last as always. I think she may have just stopped her bike computer there, if I'm not mistaken, Ollie. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. If it's not on Strava, it didn't count, right?
Yeah, no, what a load of rubbish. Get out of here.
How often do you see that? How often do you see that? I want to give a last shout out to Anděla Břenková, who had been lapped out by Alice. Just heading into the last lap there. A bit unfortunate for the young athlete, but especially with the laps overlapping on the run and the bike, it's just you can't keep anybody in, which is really unfortunate.
No.
But now Emma coming into T2. Both feet out, has to check the penalty box in case just anything has happened, and in case she has to serve a penalty on the run. She'll be aiming to put on those shoes and run off with as big of a gap as possible on the chasing duo.
Well, having come out of the swim in joint first as well with Serena Bratti, this is already a brilliant performance by Emma De Croo, having a fantastic season, as I say. There's the bike racked. Let's watch her transition. Smooth, calm. More calm than speedy in transition, usually the best way. Both feet out for Romy Spolder. I think we've got both out for Mia Lantelme. These two young athletes, both well coached. They will have practiced this time and time again. There shouldn't be any mistakes here. Not easy, though, has to be said. We heard some of the elite men saying, I don't know if you've noticed actually how technical this is. Riding across there with clipped-in shoes but bare feet, not easy, actually, Ollie, is it?
No, not easy at all. I mean, it's something you definitely need to perfect. Now, I'm interested in how much have these two women perfected their run. I think Romy definitely competent, but this is the danger woman. She's coming in and not too far off.
Yeah. Expect to see Marta Manditto a bit like the rocket in Mario Kart. You know, when you pick up the rocket in Mario Kart, when you're in sixth, you go, hang on a minute, I could be in the lead here, and the rocket just rides right through. Well, this pocket rocket, this Italian pocket rocket, is about to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. How far can she go, though? How far is this rocket going to fly through? Give me a prediction now, Ollie. Where does she finish, Marta Manditto?
Oh, third place. But Paula Leopold in 6th. She's also a really strong young athlete. This is her first season. She's also come through for junior ranks. World champion, defended her title last year. So, yeah, also dismounting, beautiful technique. And going into T2, maybe way ahead of where we would have expected her.
Yes, indeed. What a performance. There she is. Paula Leopold, another German athlete who's coming through the ranks. Youngster again. Her transition looks good. All these athletes, of course, using elastic laces. So pull the shoe straight on, not having to do anything up. Helmet comes off last and she's out. Well,
quick. Super quick.
Her. Yeah. Now let's watch her run form. You don't want to start that run too hard. You never do. Even if you're feeling great, you start too hard and you risk a little bit of cramp or something tightening up. So just stepping away out. Let's look back at the super slow-mos for the final time of this incredible course here. It is an amazing forest for mountain biking. We heard Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen describe it as being just like a mountain bike World Cup race, the way it's laid out. And it looks absolutely brilliant, Ollie.
Yeah, I mean, it's stunning. The crew did such a good job setting all of this up. Mikhail Pilosek and all of the volunteers, good job. I mean, hats off. It's so beautiful to see these women racing here. We're just so lucky. Alize Patier is now, I think, probably feeling quite lucky. Nobody's here really quite to challenge her. The gap is just so big at this point. I don't want to jump ahead to any conclusions, but I think really what we should focus in on is the battle for the podium. Emma,
indeed.
I've said this multiple times. I don't want to stay on it for too long, but that run in the past maybe has let her down a little bit. And Mila.
Yeah, Mila Lantelme, I think, is the athlete we're going to keep a close eye on this run. This is Emma Decroux in second. It is an all-French top 3 at the moment. Patiez, Decroux, and Lantelme already into third. Emma Decroux, little short, sharp steps on this brutally tough uphill run. It's not unlike the run away from the lake in Oak Mountain, Alabama. Very similar kind of steppy, rooty climb up to the top of the forest away from the lake. And here is that battle at the moment for third. It is actually still Romy Spolder using the uphill to just make Mia Lantelme work hard. So a Dutch woman and a French woman there. Where is Manditto? Must be ahead of them. I think we've not picked up Manditto there on the run. Or is she? Is Manditto? I wonder if she's gone ahead. Oh, actually, I'm looking for where Marta Manditto is. Ollie, did you see her there in our pictures? Should I be getting worried? I didn't see her.
Yes, I'm going to.
Not a problem. I will focus on the front end of the race. Alice Patiez already getting a little bit closer to the drop down to that little bridge, and her second run lap already. She won't be looking over her shoulder because the gap she has is so big that she won't need to. She's just measuring this one out. She was the winner yesterday in the full distance event. She's come back with an absolute hammering bang too. She won the short track and the full distance races back in Morveno, where the World Championships have been for the last 4 years. Just a few weeks ago in June. and she's carried that form forward. If anything, she's built on it. I'm nervous to say this, but I'm going to say it now that it's August. Alice Prachatice is a white-hot favourite, I have to say, looking that way for the World Championships in Ruidoso in New Mexico. If she can get there in good form, no injury problems at all. I mean, we were saying this last year as we were building towards the fourth and final time the World Championships were in Molveno. I'm going to just quietly say it now because we want her to maintain that. She is that athlete who's yet to get those rainbow bands. And I think she could be looking good for it this year. We will see. Of course, it depends who else comes back.
And especially, I think, if you're an athlete, it's always such a crucial decision how long you ride the wave of good form. It's something potentially Alice might have gotten wrong last year. That's may have been why the stress fracture appeared. If you just stay in peak shape for too long, the risk of injury increases and increases. But yeah, I mean, New Mexico is not that far away.
Yep. Beautiful shots looking through. It is a cracking forest, this, Ollie. Much as I'd like to be there for the event, I wouldn't mind coming there for holiday. It looks beautiful. I mean, the trail running is world class. The mountain biking also looks world class. And taking a dip in that beautiful Rybnik afterwards, I think would be cracking. I'm not paid to talk about it as a holiday destination, but I bet it's a nice one there in Prachatice.
It's beautiful, but I'll tell you one thing. Rybnik, it from the word fish, and there are a lot of fish in this lake. I was swimming there, and there are carp and all sorts of other fish that are probably up to 30 centimeters long that I could just see out of off of the shore. Probably 30 of them. So yeah, that's.
You know, Ollie, I'm a closet angler, right? I'll talk fish all day. But we have a little issue here, and it's all about second place, because I'm telling you, they are definitely closing in. Lantelme and Romy Spolder are definitely closing in the crew, and I think the crew is going to get company. This could be a battle, and a very close battle for second place. But look at Marta Manditto. I tell you what, I don't know. This is coming right back together. They only have one lap of the run to go when they go through transition, and they are going to feel Marta Manditto breathing down their neck. But I'll tell you what, this is coming right back together, Ollie. Definitely.
This is going to heat up. Emma does not look particularly comfortable at the moment, and these women are right behind her. That is less than 10 seconds, in my opinion, and another less than 10 seconds to Marta. Anything can happen. Yeah. This podium is wide open.
Fully open. I think we're safe to say that Alice Prachatice is comfortable. Mia Lantelme now is making Romy Spolder work, and that's the crack. I think the crack is just opening. Lantelme is going before her own teammate Marta Manditto gets on. The problem is Romy Spolder is about to get an absolute rocket come flying past her. Here is that Mario Kart rocket I was talking about. She may have been just holding back a little bit early on today if that was the case, but Manditto is hungry for the podium, and Emma de Croo knows she's being hunted. She's looking back so nervously, Ollie.
It's so close. I mean, is this a crack by Spolder, or is this the afterburners being turned on? I mean, anything can happen. Manditto is so close. I would not be surprised just if she runs into second place.
Well, last year in this very race, we had one of the best finishes of all time in XTERRA history. That battle between Manditto and Grabmüller and Marta Manditto. You're going to have to go some to beat that, but we could be looking at some kind of 3 or 4 lap race here. Manditto has already caught Romy Spolder, and she is noticeably moving faster here than Emma de Croo. De Croo is, I'm fairly certain, going to lose her second place. I would love it if she proves me wrong, Ollie. And look at the other two behind. Nobody is giving up either.
Well, let's see what the course has to say. They're just about to enter the hardest forest section. There's still so much running left to be done. I know it's only 1.5 kilometers, but anything can happen. Trust me.
What I love as well is in our production here, our producers here have done exactly the right thing. We are leaving Alice Prachatice to get away with it. Just get on with the win out there, Alice. You've dominated today. You have won. But what we have boiling up behind is quite some crescendo. Spolder not giving up on this really tough technical descent on the run. You can see how hard this run is. Prachatice just measuring it out front. She's probably still around about a minute or so in the lead, possibly even slightly more. She is absolutely cruising, Ollie.
Marta's flying behind her. I mean, Marta, look at her. After Manon, the amount of confidence that the Italian has to have right now going into this, insane.
No, it's incredible. Well, let's watch Manditto. I really want to see her come through. But just because we're witnessing the smooth dominance of a race from Alice Patiez, we must not let it escape us. What a brilliant performance this is. Yet again, she's catching athletes who are a lap down on this run here in this World Cup race in Prachatice in Czechia. And she is homing in on that win. But her own teammate, the Italian Marta Manditto, the World Cup leader, and Mia Lantelme. Now, hang on, Lantelme's leading. Wait a minute, where is Manditto?
Manditto's behind.
Look at the lap
this
times.
is Mia Lantelme making the move into second.
Ollie,
what a step up to the big ranks.
Wow. Yeah, big time.
What a step up to the big ranks.
So she was holding back on the mountain bike, wasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, clearly. Or this is just her.
Yeah, well, Emma De Croo, I have to say, De Croo is not giving up either. Look at this. Has Lantelme done too much? Here comes Manditto, her teammate. De Croo, no, I'm not having that. I'm not letting you do this. Now, so often we see an athlete who's been leading like this or in second like this, like De Croo, kind of crumble when they're passed. Absolutely none of it. Two French women in second and third right now, but the Italian rocket is still coming. De Croo is on an absolute flyer. She's really suffered and dug in today. She could still get second from this, Ollie.
This is just as physical as it is mental. Emma is just trying to open up this gap to break the other athletes. Meanwhile, Marta is on a mission trying to hunt them all down.
I can't tell. I can't read anything from Mia Lantelme. I can't read anything from her face. From Marta and the others you can, but Lantelme is like stone face. She'd be a great poker player because I cannot read anything into how she's going.
Oh,
they're
my
so close
goodness,
together,
now,
though, these three.
Let's see if there's any difference in the B line versus the A line. Both Mia and Emma and Marta actually take the B line. They seem to prefer that.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense as well to follow. Yeah.
Oh, it's so close between them.
Yeah, we're looking a little bit further down the fit. Actually, we're not. We're looking at a lapped athlete, the Hungarian, who's being caught by Alice Patiez, who's already thinking about the finish line photos. And, well, she might. She had a chance yesterday when she was the winner. She's going to get it again today. We may stay with her now. She runs into the edge of transition, but we have an absolute fist fight going on behind for second, third, and fourth on the day in this World Cup race. This is going to be quite some battle. Patiez, what a performance by her.
I mean, to come back.
Yeah, I think Ollie there just probably about to refer to what she's come back from. She's come back from a hideously long injury out. She was out of action for so long with a sacrum stress fracture last year. She's come back to the sport at the very highest level, and she's right back at the highest level as well. Alice Patiez winning again 2 times in a row here. She is on quite some form, the Frenchwoman. Alice Patiez right back to the top of the sport in XTERRA here at the short track. And I tell you what, I'll say it again, big favourite for the Ruidoso World Championships, I would say at this stage. But look at Marta Manditto, the World Cup
Mila's
leader, knows
back in
what
second.
The points mean.
Mila's back in second. Emma's dropped back, and now it's all between the 3 teammates. Is this going to be a 1-2-3 by organic coach? Mila Lantelme,
wow.
Does she have to take it home? She's only 19 years of age, and it's her teammate hunting her down.
No, well, I don't think she'll ease up for her either. Manditto's not like that. She's a fierce competitor, but you're right. That same team, Organi coach, looking like they're going to get 1, 2, 3. Emma De Croo deserves better out of this, though, because she's going to be so close after being in second for so much of the race. Mila Lantelme coming in. Marta Manditto together. Now overlapping, and Manditto goes over the top. Manditto's going to take second. Lantelme in third by the looks of it. Or are they? Lantelme's looking back. Manditto knows she's got it. Oh, yes. At that point, Manditto with the fastest run of the day, no doubt about that. And she is oozing away. She is cruising away from Lantelme. Lantelme must not crack, though, because she knows that De Croo is still there. And she's such a fierce competitor, Emma De Croo. But the one Italian splitting those 2 French athletes, the World Cup leader, Marta Manditto, is going to get some more points here in second. But what a performance by young Lantelme as well, who is learning so much from the likes of these 2 teammates. And it is a 1-2-3 for that team. What a fantastic way to do it.
Mila Lantelme, welcome to the big leagues. What a performance. Absolutely unbelievable by Alice with the stress fracture, Marta with mono, and the young 19-year-old Wow.
Yeah, brilliant. And great to see her own teammate there having won, pouring the water over her head. But shout out to Emma de Croo there as well. Not a member of their team, but definitely a member of the wider XTERRA elite family. And Romy Spolder, what a great race. She would have also been a very deserving podium finisher as well, the Dutchwoman. 4th last year, but she's coming in here this for 5th. But I have to say, that doesn't tell the whole story. This was a much more accomplished performance here today from an athlete who's putting together a fantastic season, the young Dutchwoman.
Hats off. Really, really solid today by Romy. No mistakes, nowhere. Just a couple of women who maybe had the edge, but really, really strong.
Yeah.
Now then, Doug's trying to arrange the interviews. Do you reckon he takes all 3 of them at the same time since we're from the same team? Or
do you know what? That would be
3,
really interesting.
3, 2, 1?
It would be interesting, wouldn't it?
This is Astrid Tardy, Jess, I believe, coming in for 6th place. Strong run by the French woman. Haven't seen her all day, but really not to be underestimated. I wondered now where Paula Leopold is. She was, I think, 6th coming into T2. Her run is not bad. She is a strong mountain biker, but I'd like to see her finish high up as well.
Yeah, well, Tardy here, the Frenchwoman, another of those athletes who are breaking in at this level this season. Really good to see. Always good to see us welcoming new names to the top 10 in XTERRA World Cup racing. And Astrid Tardy, definitely one of those. Fantastic 6th place finish for her. I'm just looking to see where she finished yesterday as well. She was 15th yesterday, so definitely the short track seems to suit her that little bit better. Let's hear, though, from our 3rd place finisher, first of all.
Mila, like I said, a wild card straight to the podium. Talk us through your race.
It was really good. I did quite a bad swim. I was disappointed, but then I get out of the transition with Romy and we did the bike all together, and it was really good because she was faster than me, but I could keep up and get with her in the downhill. And then on the run I felt really good and I could pass her and do the last lap really fast and pass Emma, and then Marta went ahead on me. But yes, I'm really happy with this race.
And talk us through how it felt on that last 1K of the run. Your teammate's winning the race. You're being chased by another teammate for the 2nd, 3rd spots on the podium. What did it feel? How do you think?
Yes, I knew that Alize was in the front because it's Alize. And then I saw Marta coming near and near to me, and I knew that she would pass me because she's faster. But I really wanted to be 3rd because the podium with just the organic coach would have been really nice, and that's what we did. So I'm really proud of it.
Okay, perfect. Well done, Mila. Congrats.
Well, proud and quite emotional, understandably emotional as well, the youngster there. What a great battle it was between them and the Dutchwoman, Romy Spolder. You're getting the idea there of just how technical this run is. And it is, Ollie, isn't it? It's really gone up a gear, this run here at XTERRA Czech. There's the difference between the A and B line. There's that slightly tougher, but maybe slightly quicker side to the run descent. Once again, this year, just as last year, brilliant conditions for this race too. So there we have it. Our elite men's, elite women's race is done, but we still have more interviews to come and the flower ceremonies for both of them too. Next up will be our 2nd place finisher, Marta Manditto.
Okay, Marta, 2nd place today thanks to an outstanding run. Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's like a nightmare to do a short track after XTERRA Czech the day before, actually. So, I think I came out of the water, like, not last, but really far. So I had a lot of people in front. So on the first lap, there are some people around in the technical part. A bit annoying, but it was cool to have someone to catch. So, yeah, I'm happy for my place today.
And we've seen the level of XTERRA women's short track go through the roof. So many good athletes all packed together. The racing's so exciting. What does it feel to be kind of leading the charge when it comes to women's XTERRA racing?
It's really nice to see that the level increase, and I think it's really nice to see a short track from the outside when you have like a good battle for the podium. So yeah, really happy to have delivered a good performance today and a good show for everyone.
Thank you very much, Marta. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rightly happy Italian there in Marta Manditto. What a run. We'll see her on the podium in our flower ceremonies, which are coming up. And by the way, the flower ceremonies, or the podiums as some people call them, will be both for the elite men and the elite women imminently. We're wondering, we'll bring them together. We also should be able to bring you again the updated World Cup standings. We will do after this women's race as well, to see how that has added to Marta Manditto's lead that she had. Emma de Croo, don't forget, was in second, so she would hope for a little bit better today as we see some of our elite women sitting down. And now we'll be hearing from our winner. Alice Prachatice, the French woman, back on top. And 2 wins in a weekend for her too. I'm sure she'll be enjoying this one.
Congratulations, Elise. Top spot yet again. Talk us a little bit through your race.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I didn't hear.
Okay, so top spot today. Tell us a little bit about your race. A little bit lonely, maybe, that far in front.
Yeah, it was nice, the swim, even if I slept on the pontoon. So yeah, the race was pretty nice for me. I felt good on the bike and also on the run, so I'm happy.
And this, I guess, kind of completes the comeback from injury for you. You know, winning in Malvino is great, but now it means you're really back.
Yeah, day after day I felt good, so I'm really happy because the last year was very, very hard. So now I feel very, very confident for the future, and I will be focused for Ridoso.
And tell us a little bit about your teammates. You know, so we have a top 3 organic coach thing. You stood here seeing your 2 teammates come across the line behind you. Do you feel like proud of them?
You know what? This night I dreamed about it. And yeah, it was just crazy because Mila is very strong. She's young, and I'm very happy for her. And Marta is also nice. So yeah, it was very special to share the podium with them.
Perfect. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Great moment for that team. Ollie, it has to be said, you know, I honestly thought last year going towards Malvino that this woman we're looking at right now, Alice Prachatice, was going to win a world championship there. In the end, she didn't even get there through injury, and it was the fantastic Loane Duvoisin, the Swiss woman, who won in Malvino. She's not got back to XTERRA yet this year, but it is quite telling that Alice Prachatice came back to Malvino, where those world championships were last year, and won both races. Do you think this is the year that she goes to Ruidoso as the hot favourite?
Yes. Simple as that.
There we go. That's that. Well, let's hope we're not cursing her, because we were kind of saying that early season last year too, or thinking about waiting for her to come back in. And just like that, Lake Cristanovici goes still. The World Cup doesn't, though. This is the result from today. On the day itself in the short track, Alice Prachatice, 2 wins in the weekend, 2 World Cup wins back-to-back, ahead of her own teammates, Marta Manditto and the brilliant up-and-coming Mila Lantalme in 3rd. Emma de Croo did deserve to finish on that podium. I think everyone watching would agree with that. She was 4th, though, and Romy Spalder in 5th once again. Good to see new names coming through, Ollie, but also good to see the re-emergence of an athlete who's been out with injury. Let's see where Prachatice moves up to. She's 1 place up in 7th now. Romy Spalder moves up 2. No change, though, for the top 5 by the look of it. I haven't yet seen where Hannah Lee Young finished today, but she is still in 4th. Carrie-Anne Upham in 5th as well. But Marta Manditto, very strong favourite to bring home that World Cup overall. With just 2 rounds to go, 1 more stop. That brand new stop in Suzhou in China at the end of October, beginning of November. Do not worry, we will be very definitely back in Prachatice, I'm sure many, many more times to come for this fantastic venue, which of course has hosted European Championships before. And it is the oldest. It is where short track started as well, Ollie. So it's appropriate that we keep getting these brilliant short track finishes here at the home of short track racing.
I really hope to see you here in the booth again, Jess, next year. Because
I want to be.
As I say, this is just my favorite race of the year. It's incredible. Today we had such good drama. I mean, both the men's and the women's race delivered, and the rise of the youths really is the topic. Yeah. Unbelievable. Loved it today. Thank you. Thank you to all the organizers. Thank you to you, Jess.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, big thank you. Big thank you to Czech Television, but also a massive thank you to Piper Vision, who bring us all of our incredible coverage here as well. We're not quite done just yet. I think we've got our podium presentations. The flower ceremonies are yet to come, but we're just a little looking back at everything that's happened. Maybe I'll say a few thank yous at the end though, but these are the highlights of what was yet again, second year in a row, a brilliant women's race as well. Always so intense, the short track. Always nervous to watch. There is no room for mistakes, as we know. Do you agree with me, Ollie, what I was saying there about Emma De Croo, though? She did deserve a podium finish after that. I know everyone that finishes there deserves one, but I was a little bit disappointed for her. I didn't see that happen. Am I right in saying that? I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Jess, you're falling into the fallacy I always fall into. I have so many friends here on the circuit, and I want all of them to win, and only one can, and only three can podium. So I always feel terrible no matter who wins after the race, because it's just, but Scott didn't win, or Hannah didn't, perform the way she maybe wanted. So there's always highs and lows, but today was just so many stories, and loved to see the highs.
Yeah, Ollie, you should be like me and have no friends. It's a lot easier, Here I am in my booth, all alone, again, looking down on the beautiful sandy shoreline of Lake Kristanovici. We will be bringing you those flower ceremonies in a moment, and they are always a very happy affair with XTERRA. I challenge anyone watching to find me another endurance sport that is as friendly, welcoming, and community-focused as XTERRA is, and particularly amongst the elites, but not just that, the travelling age groupers, all the athletes, the team involved with putting on XTERRA. Find out more about what I'm talking about, because it's not hyperbole. I'm not just saying that. I get to cover lots of different sports, and I tell you, XTERRA is set apart for that very reason. Go to xterraplanet.com, hear some of the stories, watch the videos, and trust me, I think you'll agree with me, it's quite unusual in that respect.
I mean, Jess, you're so right, and I'd like to tell a story if I don't drop out in the middle of it. But
I'll make up the rest if you do. Go on.
Please do. But Krzysztonowice, this race and this exact course was the reason I got introduced to XTERRA, was because I saw it on Czech TV, and so I think the work that all the organizers do and Czech TV and all of us to publish this and to show the world, look, we have this racing culture. And we're inviting you to come join, and it's fun, right? You come and it's fun. Everybody's nice. Everybody welcomes you with open arms. This is exactly how I got into the sport, and I hope that we can have the same effect on someone else.
Yeah, and let's not forget, for those of you, by the way, who are watching this live, don't forget you will have had to pay, nothing. Nothing at all, because it's completely free. So if you have watched this live, make sure you share the link to this live feed, because people can watch it back again afterwards when it's re-uploaded at the XTERRA YouTube channel. Share it, spread the love, because we want as many people to be enjoying, not just watching XTERRA, but also taking part in it as well. Here goes our podium presentation, or flower ceremony, as we call it in XTERRA. And we're going to go with the elite women first. I believe we'll have the elite men after that. Mila Lautelme, big step up, another athlete coming from the youth and junior ranks of XTERRA. And with a bang, too, straight into the elites. Marta Manditto, World Cup leader, of course, adding to her points with a brilliant run. Fastest run of the day, again, absolutely ripping through there as the rocket. And then on top, Alice Patiers, three brilliant teammates, all part of the same coaching team, sponsored coaching team at Organicoach.
They're doing something right, Jess.
They definitely are. Maybe we need to try and sign up to Organicoach before our attempt at the downhill tandem record. We'll be straight in the lake as well at the end of it, by the way. Good luck. I can see it.
Excited for that one, gotta say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So while they crack those open, as I say, don't forget though, check out the XTERRA Planet calendar. We know it's Zittau next weekend because quite a few of these athletes will be there, and we are also focusing on that brilliant finale to the XTERRA World Cup in China, in Suzhou, breaking new ground. You'll be able to follow it all and all the build up to it as well at xterraplanet.com. I wouldn't point it quite in that direction. This is making me very nervous, Ollie. Extraordinarily nervous.
Is Mila old enough to have champagne? I mean, this might be why Alize has to uncork it.
Yeah. There we go. Well, at least the flowers have had a bit of water, moisture. Yeah, I think Mila Lantelme might have to work on that because I've got a feeling she's going to be on quite a lot of podiums. There we go. Fantastic. Gingerly getting down, sensibly. Be careful, Alice Prachatice. Wrap that woman up in bubble wrap and post her off to New Mexico via China, ideally. Oh my goodness me! Marta Manditto knows what she's doing with the fizzy. So now on to our men. What a race they had as well. Jens Emil Sloth Nielsen, second yesterday in the full distance race to Arthur Serrieres. I'm just checking his legs to see if he's got any more tats there. Ollie, did you notice any more tattoos? Have you added to it since last year?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't shared any with me. I'll have to ask after this. I'll walk down and share some with you, Just, if you're interested. Are you a closeted tattoo artist as well?
No, I'm not actually. I don't have any. I have. I have thought about it. Massive pike across my back or something. Max Chanet, you mustn't ignore him. He looks like he's buffed up his bouffon as well. His hair is looking immaculate, as is Arthur Serrieres. And last year he had quite the mullet going on, long hair. This year he's gone for the shortened cut. In fact, I think he shortened it for the World Champs last year and it stayed there. What a brilliant podium as well. Jens Emil Sloth Nielsen, again, splitting the Frenchman on that podium. Just as Marta Manditto did with the French on the women's podium too. Right, let's see what their spraying technique is like. Arthur Serrieres looks like he's going for the big bang. Yeah, he gives it the tap too. Watch out. See if you can get Ollie, actually. They might be able to get you. I think they can probably get you from where you're sitting.
I hope I don't have a cork flying at me.
They may have got you. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's our elite men. Arthur Serrieres, three-time world champion on top, and with a eye full of champagne. Well, there you go. I can't wait to see these athletes hitting that final World Cup round in China, in Suzhou. I say that's the really exciting new thing on this year's World Cup calendar as well. The return, or the start of a new chapter in XTERRA racing on the banks of Taihu Lake and using what I hear are incredible trails on Yuyang Mountain as well. That race at the end of October, overlapping with the start of November, that last weekend in October and November. Find out all about it at xterraplanet.com. And in our live television feeds as well, Ollie and I will be bringing you all up to date with all of that when we hit the ground running with our constant live coverage of those brand new World Championships in this 30th year, the 30th World Championships at the end of the year when we get to Ruidoso, New Mexico. We've been hearing all about it. In fact, we heard all about it over coffee with Steve Andrews, who is in charge of that America circuit as well. And we're very much looking forward to those World Championships. But as I say, Suzhou is yet to come in China. And I am so looking forward to seeing the racing there. There it is. You can go back, of course, and check out all of the highlights of everything that's happened, all the coverage at xterraplanet.com. And make sure you join Ollie and I right here where you've been watching this on the YouTube channel for XTERRA for those World Championships at the end of the year. For now, though, everybody, thank you so much for being with me, Jez Cox, and him, Ollie Tonda, on the ground in Prachatice. Until the next time, thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.